the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Don Nicoleone Show.
Oh yeah, y'all already know what time it is. The moment that you've been waiting for, the one that you've been waiting to hear, the one that calls the call, that calls the effect. Put your hands together for the baddest bitch in El Kuluwm. God, Nicoleone.
Kuluwm, I'm in the love of the all, and all love is in me. I am a part of the all, and the all is a part of me. I am one with the all, and the all is one with me. I can succeed as a part of the all and fail as an individual. I can be all that I wish in the all as long as my wish is to stay in the all. I'm never alone. The all is, I am. The all can, I can. The all does, I do. Kuluwm.
How we do it around this motherfucker? Let me mute myself and shit. Let me give a special shout out to everybody that's in attendance today, real quick, from the top to the bottom. My man Antichrist 666. What's good with you, baby? Big Sav is in the building. Black Hebrew Israelite, what's happening with you? Blatant Injustice. Charm 42. The Brock Honey Love is in the building. Farasha 70, what's good? My man Fish Toast all the way from DC. G Still Learning, what's good with you? My fairy godmother Get Real is in the building. All the guests tuning in, what's happening with you, man? Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Special shout out to my girl Craze Radio. Don't forget, if you ain't got shit to do at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, tune in to Craze Radio for some indie independent music from independent artists played at Craze Radio on blogtalkradio.com. Also, I got to give a special shout out to my man Live Antennas, also known as Born Stu. It is the God, Sakim Roz, in the building. It's an honor, Sakim. How you doing, baby? Special shout out also to my man Self-Guided. Nefertiti surviving the game, of course, is in the building. Special shout out also to my man 25212, Well Dressed Majest and J1 in that VIP chat room over there on Blog Talk Radio on WGAG Radio VIP chat room. I'm going to the bottom to the top. Goddamn, this is what we do around this motherfucking after party, man. One time for my girl Queen Vita is in the building, girl. You be making it right on time, honey. Special shout out also to Doc Mechanic in the building. She Doc is what I call her. Also my man Vortex Surfers in the building. What's happening? Sam Gunn, good to see you, sister. How you doing today? Also special shout out to the Math MD. My man Jay Illa's in the building. Also, I got to give a special shout out to my girl Divine Mothers, Miss Seeker. Charm 42 is in the building. What's good with you? Let me go up. Let me keep moving up. I hope I ain't missed nobody. And I think everybody else I've already gave a shout out. At one time for everybody on the call lines, let me bring in the one and only my nigga, Babylon Don, into the 9 ball, behind the 9 ball on the Don Show count two. What's good with you, Babylon? How you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing my best, Don, and you?
I'm doing my best, baby. It's good to hear your voice. I got to tell you that. It's an honor.
You already know, Don. So I'm ready.
Yeah. French Toast says it's a nice day in the nation's capital, nigga, in D.C. It is a beautiful day. It's an honor, man. We got to give thanks for, days like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's goddamn January the goddamn 13th. So, I don't give a fuck if they playing with the weather. If it's, what do you call the motherfuckers? Is it Rothschild or Rockefeller got the weather machine?
Rothschild. Both of them really, though, but yeah, Rothschild.
Yeah, well, I just want to let them know if they're listening. We appreciate the sunshine this time, motherfucker. Thank you very much.
All right.
All right, man. Let's. Okay, let's get into Let's move forward into the if anybody need the link, man, I don't know where y'all gonna get it from. The 9 ball. If we game, let's go ahead and get into it, because it's what we do around this motherfucker. With a 9 ball count 2. All right. Published by those who care, of course. And in this volume, we're going into the introduction of sex first, which should be a lot of people's favorite topic. Sex, which is mine as well, for the record. I like talking about sex. Okay, let's move on. I don't like having sex. I just like talking about it. That's a big difference, okay? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Now, which is total opposite of somebody who like talking about money and don't like having it, okay? But that's opposite for me. I talk about money and I like having it, okay? Fuck what you heard. Okay, now, let's go. Here we go. Introduction to Six is what it's called. To Six, S-I-X. Now, number one, in count one of the booklet, it's called The Nine Ball. We Ethiopian scientists briefly introduce the Ethiopian to him or herself, which is nine. Of course, the Ethiopian race includes all people with genuinely kinky hair by nature. However, in this introduction, we shall introduce the Ethiopian to Six. So are we clear? So count one on Neff's show, we was introduced to nine. And now in count two, we about to be introduced to Six.
Right.
First note. Hey, Neff. First note.
Hi.
Now, the first note. Now, here we go. This is math now. So the first note that the digit 6 is the digit 9 upside down. That is 9 reverse. And this means that 6 is the opposite of 9. It also means that the power of 6 is sex, and the power of 9 is mind. M-I-N-D. Are we clear? The power of 6 is sex.
Yes.
And the power of 9 is mind. 2, since 9 and 6 are opposites, one has to represent life and the other death. One has to represent order and the other disorder. One must represent the standard in nature and the other substandard. One must represent the sun and the other the moon, etc. Therefore, just as the sun is the opposite of the moon, Tarkine, which is a word that we bought into this shit the other day. T-P, let me spell it for y'all. Drop some ashes on my keyboard. Excuse me. P-T-A-H-K-I-N-D. So you got Tarkine and you got mankind, okay? All right. Tarkine is the opposite of mankind. Tarkine is all people with genuinely kinky, meaning kinky hair by nature. And mankind is all peoples with straight hair by nature. And notice he keeps using the word by nature. So this, of course, is not racism. This is nature, and this is science. Are we clear on that? Please tell us that we're clear.
Yes.
Yeah, this is by nature. Absolutely. Same way dogs got fur by nature. Okay, motherfucker. Same way snakes got whatever the fuck that nasty shit is on their body by nature. Okay?
Right.
Same way frogs got what the fuck they got on their body by nature. Now, Tarkine became identified with mankind down through evolution. We clear on that?
Yes.
Tarkine, which is anybody that is genuinely, whose hair is genuinely kinky, became identified with mankind down through evolution. Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Just identified down through evolution. 3,
Right.
evolution is the death and slow decay of a universe. Let's get that in our heads. Evolution is the death and slow decay of a universe. There are galaxies of universes throughout existence, just as there are galaxies of stars throughout a universe. And when a universe dies, that death is evolution. Are we clear on that? I'm going to do that again. Evolution is the death and slow decay of a universe. There are galaxies of universes throughout existence, just as there are galaxies of stars throughout a universe. And when a universe dies, the death is evolution. Hence, evolution is continuous decay and not improvement, as Caucasians would have us believe. So in other words, I'm clear on this shit. Caucasians will have us believe that evolution is us evolving into a greater species or prolonging life, when in fact evolution is a death and a slow decay. It's rotting.
That's right.
So now we're clear. This is right knowledge. You want to say something now?
No, I'm agreeing. No.
Hence, evolution is continuous decay and not improvement, as Caucasians would have us believe. Caucasians are ghost people called white people. A universe is a ball of ether whose diameter is in the range from 3 trillion times 6 trillion miles to 3 trillion times 9 nonillion miles, and whose insides are dotted throughout with liquid solid ball growth. Let's do that shit again, because this is some science shit.
Right.
Let me take it slow. A universe is a ball of ether whose diameter is in the range from 6 trillion. I'm sorry. Start over. A universe is a ball of ether whose diameter is in the range from 3 trillion times 6 trillion miles to 3 trillion times 9 million miles. Are we clear?
Is that
clear?
Picture? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And whose insides, now the inside of that ball are dotted throughout with liquid solid ball growth. 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 Growth.
I want, is he referring to planets? I wonder.
No, universes. You didn't hear it? Let's start again.
Yeah.
A universe is a ball of ether. Now, mind you, everything exists inside of a universe.
Yeah.
Okay? Even though the universe exists within the all, or El Kuluwm, but a universe is a ball of ether. Let's go back. Let's do it. Let's go back. Where it says, there are galaxies of universes throughout existence, just as there are galaxies of stars throughout a universe. A universe is a ball of ether whose diameter is in the range from 3 trillion times 6 trillion miles to 3 trillion times 9 million miles, and whose insides are dotted throughout with liquid solid ball growth. We're just only dealing with what's inside the universe and how large of a ball of ether a universe is.
Okay.
And those liquid ball growths is what Neff is
I can't hear you now. I think Neff wanna say what now?
Oh, I would say that's the only reason why I refer to planets when in reference to inside the dotted throughout the liquid solid ball. What I just pictured in my mind when you read that the inside dotted with planets. But,
but to have planets, you got to throw in the stars and the galaxies as well. But that's just the genetic makeup of a galaxy. Let's just not throw in the planets, because then it throw people off. You know what I'm saying? It'll confuse the people that we're only dealing with a universe is just a ball of ether, and its diameter and its miles times the whose insides are dotted throughout with liquid solid ball growth. Now that will be explained later. But say what, Babylon?
No, that was it. You explained it.
Yeah,
And Neff
because
said
it would
that's
say
what
whose insides are liquid solid ball growth, such as planets, stars, galaxies, and but let's just, we don't want to, we got to stay right inside the universe right now so we can actually see this liquid solid ball growth. Growth.
I did want to
which
add.
means right now, that means it will be revolving, or it goes through a revolution when we're dealing with growth, and it doesn't say decay or death. So that liquid solid ball grows. It grows and grows and grows and grows.
Right. Okay.
Which obviously can pull, because I know that stars and planets and galaxies have intellect. So it even chooses on which universe it wants to reside in. For an example, Neff, the universe in which that, let's say the one that we live in, I have to say this, those planets chose to live in inside that ball of ether, because it has intellect. So it moved closer and closer. It basically traveled to what we call our solar system today.
Right.
Because everything has intellect. So because there are multiverses or universes and galaxies and planets and stars, they chose to live inside a universe. They chose that. That's pure intellect. The same way how all of a sudden Pluto decided to move into our atmosphere, into our galaxy, into our universe, into our solar system. The same way there are other planets now that are not known to everybody that scientists have now seen in our galaxy, inside our universe, which shows you that these planets, stars, and galaxies have intellect, and they can go anywhere they fucking want to, the same way you can choose to where you want to live if it's a great place.
Right.
Or you can stay where you at if your universe is about to be destroyed, like somebody's community. They will stay in it even though it's being destroyed. But through intellect will get your ass to go to another universe, which is a ball of ether. All of that shit. So, yeah, that's how you can tell that it's all based on movement, because nothing in the universe, nothing in this universe or dimensions or in this galaxy or whatever fuck you want to call it, rest. So everything is constantly moving and vibrating just off of intellect. So now they've already said that there are a few more planets that they could see inside our universe that just got here, that just moved, decided to leave one universe and one universe and go to another one.
Right. No doubt about it. Claiming 81 Earth-like planets have been discovered within the last year or two. Yeah.
Right here in our universe. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Deep, ain't it? They like, man, we move, we get the fuck out of here. Now, the question is, what would make them interested in this universe, in this ball of ether?
It's been selected. It's up next. It's up next for some kind of ascension.
Yeah, that's some interesting shit, right? That's like when you move to another city or another state, the natives of the town say, why you come here? What made you choose this?
Right. Like, this shit up and coming over here. Let's go over here. No doubt.
Okay, 4. Now, according to a law of nature in the code of the opposites, let's write that down in our book so we can be intellectual around non-intellectual people. A law of nature, according to a law of nature in the code of the opposites, everything that lives must die, be it flesh or spirit, visibly or invisible. And a universe is no exception. Although it is the biggest existence that can be called a living being. So in other words, it looked like their universe have died, and that's why they're moving. Their community is being destroyed. So those planets that you said that they just found out about, Neff, that's moving into our universe, that's a dying universe. That's why they're relocating. That's why they're showing up in our universe.
I see that. Okay.
Yeah. Because once the universe dies, it's time for whoever fucks smart enough to get the fuck out before it take everything with it.
Right.
Yeah. And if creation is growth, then the universe is expanding. That's growth. Then contraction would be decay. And so it would start from outer to inner, this decay, this implosion or involution of a universe. So it would be hard for anybody in that universe to escape, because the further you are inner toward the universe, the harder it is to escape. The same would be with this, just our little solar system. We the third rock from the sun. So if something happened on the sun, we would feel the effects right after Mercury and Venus. We would be the third one to feel the effects.
Absolutely. Now, who made this statement? Before I die, I'm going to take some motherfuckers with me. What rapper said that shit?
Oh, man. Who said that shit? Oh, it skips my mind right now.
Come on, all you hip-hop fucking philosophers. I'm sorry, scholars. I know Jay Illa knows. Who said that shit? Before I die, I'm going to take some suckers with me or some shit like that.
It skips my mind.
God. All right, y'all tell me later. Okay, let's move forward then.
Hey, Don, is it all right if I add this, though? I wanted to say this. That one thing about what we were talking about earlier that I really wanted to add while we was talking about it, but you had moved on, was that the fact that he said within that universe are balls of spheres of what now? Liquid and what?
Liquid solid ball growth. GROWTHS. Growth.
Yeah, and so that tells us what he was telling us, that we really don't have a solid state. A gas, such thing as gases, true gases, on this side of hydrogen in this universe. We really don't have true gases. Everything here is really solids or particles. Everything here dealt with it. So this is really like a really low level. And then you have what's called water, which is liquid, which comes as particles. You breathe air, mist of water. So that moves to the ether. So what I'm saying is we're moving from an etheric state on the outer shell, if you will, and the inner shell. But we're moving from an etheric state down into liquid, down into a solid state. So gases, liquids, and solids. This is what the universe is composed of. This is what he's saying. And then once you look up, I tried to tell people this one time before, look into platonic solids, because when he says the universe is a ball, then some understanding of platonic solids give you an understanding of what he's talking about. And then once you study the math on them, it'll bring you to a point where you understand why he say the universe is a sphere, and why it's not a tetrahedron, or why it's not a hexahedron, or an octahedron, or a dodecahedron, or a icosahedron. It's a sphere. So that's important, because these have opposites and things like that. That's it, Don.
Okay, I really appreciate it. Thank you, Babylon, for bringing that to the center of my intellect. Appreciate it, babe.
That's right.
That's right. Okay, so let me go back to 4. According to a law of nature in the codes of the opposites, everything that lives must die, be it flesh or spirit, visibly or invisible. And a universe is no exception, although it is the biggest existence that can be called a living being. Okay? A universe is living at one time and dead at another time. It is in order at one time and in disorder at another time. When a universe dies, evolution begins. When a universe dies, evolution begins. And evolution is 6. And 6 is the zodiac, the animal world. Death of a universe takes the forms of animal kind and the power of necromancy. Okay, let me say this real quick. the Brock, you don't return to the all. Stop it. That's wrong knowledge. You are already in the all. Okay? Let's get this shit in our fucking heads. Okay? Ain't no return when you're already in El Kuluwm. See El Kuluwm. And if y'all give me a minute, I swear one of these days when I get my life together, we're going to have Nuwapi class because, so we can get our language together. But you're already in the all. You know what I'm saying? But the issue is that everybody don't know that they are a part of the all. Right? And they don't know that they can succeed also as a part of the all. And they don't know that they can also fail as an individual.
Mm.
Even see El Kuluwm, even being in the all. So you don't return because you're already there. Even your God, your ancestors, your little high priest of the spirit world, Obatala, Shango, whoever the Yemiyaya, whoever the fuck you want to call it, exists within El Kuluwm. Okay? You can't add to it. Finish the statement. Because where would you get it? You can't take away from it. Because where would you put it? Because where would you put it? All exists within the all.
That's right.
5. Now, y'all want to, Babylon, I heard you say, on the necromancy, and I will repeat it, and then you could expound on the,
I was talking about something prior to that, though, Don, a little bit before the necromancy. But it'll tie in if you're going to reread it. I would love to read it.
Okay, let me reread it, and then you jump in and tie it all in, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you said before that, so...
Yeah.
Let's go to a universe is living at one time and dead at another time. It is in order at one time and in disorder at another time. When a universe dies, evolution begins, and evolution is 6. And 6 is the zodiac, the animal world. Death of a universe takes the forms of animal kind and the power of necromancy. Now, a reason why I brought you back to this, Babylon, because I want you to explain to me that last part. Death of a universe takes the form of animal kind and the power of necromancy. I'm trying to figure out the power of necromancy.
Okay, that's a great question now. And then I'm going to start from the top because I was kind of taking notes while you read. When he say the universe is in order at sometimes and in chaos or disorder.
With all these people smoking around this motherfucker?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the way a person could overstand or comprehend that is mathematically. And the way I would explain that is that it's going to be kind of confusing. And I know, Don, you already know this, are going to get it right off because we talked about that right in that left brain shit. So what takes place is when he say the universe is in order, it is a disorder. If you look at it as odd and even numbers, the odd being order and the even being disorder. Now, somebody might say, why you say the even is disorder? Because if you have even numbers, then they have to fight over the center. They in competition for a direct center. Whereas if you got odd numbers, then there's a central number, a central figure, and this represents balance. So during the times of odd, when the universal numbers are at odds, then that is equality. And when it's at evens, that is inequality, or what we could call equilibrium and disequilibrium. And so what we are attempting to do is equilibrate, which is liberate ourselves. Now, the other thing is when he said death is evolution. See, earlier he said evolution decay without improvement. A person has to understand that decay without improvement is a sickness. That's like cancer. So that leads to extinction. And then he say death is evolution, basically. So basically, evolution is extinction, or it leads to it. And it is extinction because now the being got to mutate to a new being in order to survive. So evolution is based on survival, not on success.
Not on improvement.
Okay? Or improvement of the species. That's right, progress, development. And I didn't mean to say development, I don't like that word. So anyway, it said, so then this leads us from death to evolution, the death of the universe. And then we get to evolution. Then evolution starts at death. That's where evolution
begins. When the universe dies, evolution begins. Right.
So then this is showing you that like 9 ether dies and 6 ether. So this
6
is
ether dies and 9 ether resurrects.
Yeah. And when 9 ether dies, 6 ether is born. The death of 9 ether is 6 ether. And so when you look at 6 ether...
No.
Holy Tablets, chapter 1, the death of 9 ether.
Well, read it again, because if I'm not mistaken, it says the death of 6 ether is gases.
Yeah, the death of 6 ether is
but there is no death in 9 ether. It just says 6 ether dies and 9 ether resurrects. There is no death of 9 ether. You won't find that nowhere in the L's Holy Tablets. It says when 6 ether dies, 9 ether resurrects, and 6 ether is ghost and age through time. In time.
I'm listening, Dad. I was just looking that up.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically what I was saying...
Did you look it up yet?
Yeah, okay, I'm going to get it. It says 9 ether is conscious and conscious is gases. Okay, let me find it right here. Primary, okay. So one result, well, let me find it because I know what you want to see. Okay, right here, I'm there. It reads, let me see. Melanin with the original creation. It reads, okay, here we go. 19, verse 19, chapter 1, L.A. Stag, the creation, chapter 1, tablet 1, verse 19. 9 ether is conscious and conscious gases. The Melanites, original woolly-haired, dark-skinned Moors came along with original creation. Original creation. That is, my book messed up. Okay. That is the same of ether forces that grew the universe. As nature, as nature was growing, these Melanites were part of the original growth. Melanin grew with the original creation. To come along with the thing is to grow with or within a thing. 6 ether are 9 points from ether 1 into darkness. The Melanites manifest from point 1 in hydrogen on into 9 elements. The 8th being oxygen for life. The dot, nugget, is the point of the origin of things, the first sum. Okay, let me see what it says. Okay, there are 2 kinds of ether, 9 ether and 6 ether in human form. 9 ether Negroid produce 6 ether Caucasians, and 6 ether produce ghosts, death. Not to be mistaken with ethers of hair. They range from 6, 7, 8, and 9 in hair texture, from flat to hollow. 9 ether, this is verse 24. 9 ether will become 6 ether through time and age, die. In parentheses is the word D-I-E. 9 ether will become 6 ether through time and age, die. 6 ether becomes ghosts through time and age. 6 ether albinos is 9 ether Nuwapians in death. And ghosts.
Right, because everything has to evolve. Yes, let's keep going. This is
absolutely good. This is the evolutionary process of 9 ether, thus the need for resurrection.
And it goes right back to 6, and when 6 ether dies, 9 ether resurrect. Let's keep going. Keep reading that part. This is getting good.
Oh, okay. I had got it. Okay, I'm going to see it down. All right. Then it reads, so 6 ether albinos is 9 ether Nuwapians in depth. And ghosts is the death of 6 ether. After the death of 6 ether, 9 ether resurrects again. 6 ether, 6 ether is the moon, and 9 ether is the sun. Hence, 6 ether is adverse to 9 ether, just as death is adverse to life. All this takes place within the all. So that was verse 28, the last verse.
Thank
and then
you,
he go living into the universe.
Read that part again for us.
Okay, from the 9 ether. Okay, from 9 ether. He writes, there are 2 kinds. Wait, hold up. Simply Melanites created the universe in their etheric form. 9 ether then personified themselves as flesh and blood beings. They became human beings from atoms to atom. There are 2 kinds of ether, 9 ether and 6 ether in human form. 9
in human form.
Negroid, that's right, in human form.
Gotcha. That's why he says, in the law of nature, in the code of opposites, everything that lives must die, be it flesh or spirit, visibly or invisibly, or invisible. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the cure for black people is in what? That's what made the Africans. That's what made the Africans eat them albinos, because they felt like the cure for their survival is in eating the albino, because the albino represented their death.
Okay, keep going real quick, and then we'll get back into the 9 bar.
Okay, there are 2 kinds of ether, 9 ether and 6 ether in human form. 9 ether Negroid produced 6 ether Caucasians, and 6 ether produced ghost, death.
9 ether Negroid produced 6 ether Caucasian. Let's go. And 6 ether and Caucasian produced death. Got it.
Ghost, death.
Ghost.
Not to be mistaken with the ethers of hair that range from 6, 7, 8, and 9 in hair texture, from flat to hollow to round. Mm-hmm. So 9 ether gases is not to be confused with 9 ether hair.
With the physical. The gases are not to be confused with the flesh. Let's go.
That's right. Mm-hmm. 9 ether will become 6 ether through time and age. Die. Mm-hmm. 6 ether becomes
because that's the evolution of 9 ether, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Time and age.
Everything that's alive must die. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Time and age would be the definition of evolution then.
Absolutely.
Because 9 ether becomes 6 ether through time and age. So evolution would be through time and age, a thing decays and thus dies and evolves. And so therefore it really wouldn't be death. It would really be evolution. It really wouldn't be death. It really truly would be a transition from one state of existence into another state of existence, into a third state of existence, 3 states of triple darkness, and then
this
back
is all
into
part of the ether. The ether 6 to ether 9, and back to ether 1 through ether 6 to back to ether 9.
Yeah, and according to the person's physical and genetic, mental, and etheric and spiritual and all that makeup determines how they pass through those states of existence.
But it still resurrects back to 9, though.
Yes,
it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
The evolution has to take place for the revolution to begin.
Yeah, if they were 9 ether, they will resurrect as 9 ether.
No, even in 6 ether, because it says 6 ether dies and 9 ether resurrects. So even in 6 ether, because 9 ether, even in 6 ether, there's a resurrection. Once you go through the evolution of death from 9 to 6, there's a resurrection again from 6 to 9.
Absolutely. Yeah. True. Yeah.
But in evolution is 6 and evolution is death.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
6 feet deep.
Yeah. That's why I like the part where he says evolution is continuous decay and not improvement, as Caucasians will have us to believe.
Yeah. Because they got everybody thinking like... Yeah, they got everybody thinking like... Mm-hmm. it's natural for the person to evolve. It's natural for the human species to evolve. I don't know if you saw that post I did, but I just did a post. They said that the sperm cell, the Y chromosome in the male has shrunk from 100% down to like goddamn, I think it's like 13 or some shit, genetic markers. And they saying like it's not going to shrink anymore because it's at the base elements of all of its genetics. So it won't shrink anymore. But if it was to shrink anymore for any reason, then the Y chromosome would disappear off the planet Earth. And they gave examples of mammals that have already lost their Y chromosome. Yet they still able to reproduce because of genetic compensation. Like with Seth, the name Seth in the Bible means compensation. So due to compensation, they're able to still reproduce right now. But they're on their way out as a species because the Y chromosome has died.
Okay. Babylon, I hate to cut you off, but I got to knock out this count 2 so we can go to count 3 because there's more to build on. The further we go into the laws of nature and the code of opposites. But when I asked the question about the power of necromancy, I got the answer from Nubi. And he just basically told me that the power of necromancy is death. So that's for those who's a little bit slow like myself. So the power of death or necromancy is basically death. So when he says that death of a universe takes the form of animal kind and the power of necromancy.
Now, we talked about animal the other day. Anzu.
So
animal
let me go back a little bit so I can get a better understanding where it says when a universe dies, evolution begins, and evolution is 6, and 6 is the zodiac, the animal world. So death of a universe takes the form of animal kind. So now the death of a universe takes the form of animal kind and the power of necromancy, which we would consider that to be death. I'm going to look into it a little bit more because I'm trying to actually see that shit. Death of a universe takes form of animal kind once it starts to evolve, and then the power of necromancy kicks in. Is that like the power of decaying or some old shit? Where I don't fucking know. The power, I'm still stuck on that. But is this for me, J1? The practice of supposedly communicating with the spirits of the dead in order to predict the future. I don't.
Yeah, it gave birth to that religion.
Okay, now I'm fucking confused again.
Well, it's clear to me that death relates to necromancy, and necromancy is a necropolis, which is a cemetery. Seminary. Now,
but when they say the power of necromancy is where I'm stuck at. Now, I'm sure. Listen. It's not clear to me, so this is where I get confused at. This is just where I'm having a hard time trying to see this death of a universe takes form of animal kind and the power of necromancy.
The zodiac.
Well, the zodiac would be the animal world, right? Don't confuse me, Babylon. The zodiac is the animal world, and death of a universe takes the form of animal kind, which becomes in the form of, the zodiac, which is 6. And then what I'm stuck on is where it says, and the power of necromancy. So it takes the form of animal kind and the power of necromancy. And that's just a new word that I the first time I saw that word necromancy was in Breaking the Spell on Blacks. So I just don't have an idea. I just can't wrap my mind. Nev, maybe you can help me on this, but wrap my mind around. I can see the universe taking its form once it died. The death of a universe takes the form of animal kind, because then that's evolution, where it starts to decay. But the power of necromancy is the one that fucks me up. So I don't know. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm having a hard time of saying that part of it. The power. I guess the key word is power of necromancy.
Right.
So that's where I'm stuck at. That's where I can't see it. So if anybody can help me out.
I do have a comment regarding that to explain power. The power comes from the worship of animal spirits. And that's what white people do. That's why I mentioned Anzu.
But we're talking about the death of a universe. We're not talking about flesh. Yeah. We're talking about the death of the universe, where I don't want to be confused with white people and their worship of animals. I'm still stuck on death of a universe takes the form of animal kind and the power of necromancy. So if you can stay on the universe, and I see the evolution, like I said, of animal kind, because that's decaying. But it's the power of necromancy that fucks me up.
Now, first of all, let's get this straight. Animal kind, would you equate that to human beasts?
No.
No? Then me and you would be on, you know what I'm saying? I would have to find your definition of animal kind and see where you at in the trail of what you saying define animal kind is to really give you an answer.
Because not all animals are beasts. So there's no way I could just group all of them to be beasts. But
no, I'm just saying, what do you define animal kind as when he said?
Like I said, I understand the death of the universe takes form of animal kind, because prior to that, and if I go back to count 1, he explains the zodiac of being 6, and he is the 6th ether, or he, on the physical form, would be the king of the animal kingdom. I understand that. Absolutely. But I'm stuck on the fact of the fucking death of a universe, because we're dealing with the law of nature and the codes of opposites. Also with this universe being a ball of ether. So
I think the power is in religion. I think that's where he's talking about the power and the worship of that. And I
don't get it, because we're dealing with a fucking universe, though. We're not dealing with human beings on this planet. He gave a description of the universe being that. I mean, come on, a universe is a ball of ether whose diameter is in the range of 3 trillion times 6 trillion miles to 3 trillion times 9 million miles, and whose insides are dotted throughout with liquid solid ball growth. And according to the law of nature and the code of the opposites, everything that lives must die, be it flesh or spirit, visibly or invisibly, or invisible. And the universe is no exception. Although it is the biggest existence that can be called a living being, a universe is living at one time and dead at another time. It is in order at one time and disorder at another time. So when a universe dies, evolution begins, and evolution is 6, and 6 is the zodiac, the animal world. Death of a universe takes the form of animal kind and the power of necromancy. And that's what I'm just stuck at, and the power of necromancy.
Let me say one thing, though. Now, when we say the evolution is 6, the universe is 9. The depth of the universe would be 9. And those would be 9 ether beings who personified on this side of hydrogen, being of 9 ether, the first and primordial being. And then their decay down into another being will represent the spiritual powers of those evolutionary forces coming into being, as opposed to those 9 ether forces.
But I'm dealing with the universe. I just still don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I already know that doctrine. I already understand that science. I'm just stuck on the word power of necromancy. I don't understand that, because he got it. He said, and the power of necromancy. The death of the universe takes the form of animal kind and the power of necromancy. That is what I just don't understand, that part. And the power of necromancy.
It's clear to me.
Okay, you keep saying it's clear to you, but it's not clear to me. And that's why I'm stuck at. Yeah, I know it'll be clear to damn near 99.9% of the motherfuckers that's listening, because you niggas are smart. Well, in this case, I can't wrap my mind around and the power of necromancy. It's just not being explained to me where I can say, okay, I understand the power of necromancy. J1 is giving me a definition that still don't fucking help to me. Communicating with the spirits of the dead in order to predict the future. That has nothing to do with the death of the universe that takes form of animal kind and the power of necromancy. Why don't you type in the power of necromancy? I'm trying to figure out like what the fuck is necromancy? What the fuck is that? And where does necromancy get this fucking power from? And once I get an idea of what the fuck is necromancy and where does it get its power from, because he said, and the power of necromancy. You know what? I'll just ask Dr. York. Let's go to, I'll take a short break.
I agree with that definition, though. Everything that he said other than predict the future. That's when that's the cracker part come in at. The other part of the definition is true about necromancy.
Okay, but remember though, see, to use the word spirits throws me off in that definition, communicating with spirits, because he says earlier, according to a law of nature in the code of the opposites, everything that lives must die, be it flesh or spirit. Hello? So necromancy can't even be like death in regards to the definition of fucking spirit. Can you read it to me now? And I'm going to bring in Fireliners too. Can you read that for me now in Breaking the Spell on page 116? Okay. Breaking the Spell on Blacks. Like I said, that's the first time I saw the word necromancy.
Me too. Hopefully this would form a picture. I don't know how much you will, but here it is. 116 starts this. If you really look at what he is doing, this is in respect to somebody named John Edward. He's called a necromancer, practicing calling on the dead. The same is spoken about it in the Bible as speaking to familiar spirits found in Deuteronomy 18, chapter 18, verse 10. It says, according to the Bible, this is an abomination, and according to the Christian church, this is practicing paganism. Necromancy is something that people of this same Christian church have persecuted. It basically is touted. It's basically the practicing calling of the dead. That's what it basically refers to in Breaking the Spell.
Okay, so technically, the death of the universe takes the form of animal kind and the power of calling on the dead. The universe.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Fireliners, come on in. That shit still don't make no sense, but I gotta pee. I just don't understand. Like this part right here is just a motherfucker. The power of necromancy. How does the death of a universe takes the form of animal kind and the power of necromancy? So I just don't get it. But the Fireliners, you got an open mic. Can I get a mic check from you?
Mic check. How's everybody doing? Babylon, Don.
It's an honor to hear your voice. Thank you, Fireliners.
How you doing, Fireliners?
Okay. The more y'all talking, the more confused I am. But let me say that my understanding of necromancy is anything that has to do with dead. There are people who are necromaniacs who fuck dead people. Necromancers, as he said, is anybody who communicates with the spirits of dead. So what I got from what you read in the 9-ball was the power of necromancy is the constellation, because the constellations are always animals, has something to do with animals.
Oh, okay. Keep going. I can see that.
Okay, so therefore, connecting astrology with necromancy is the constellation that whenever primitive people look into the sky, they see these constellations, which are animals, that gives them power. That's how I read it. I may be all the way wrong.
Well, when you threw in the people, that threw me off with the universe, that little ball, the ball of ether. But I understand how he tied that in now, and the power of necromancy based on the constellations.
Correct, and the astrology, because when he says astrology, he's talking about the constellation.
The zodiac, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so I can. So okay. Let me try to get this right in my head. The death of a universe takes the form of animal kind and the power of necromancy. So then it reverts back to the zodiac of the constellations. Where it turns, so is it like the evolution of the universe? Once it takes the form of animal kind, it turns into a dog star or like a constellation where another fucking animal has got. Is it that type of shit?
Yeah, you know. That's why he said.
Okay, now what? Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! Don't nobody say nothing. Be quiet. Okay, I can see this shit now. Okay. So basically, Fireline is when we're looking at these constellations look like bulls and goddamn dogs. That is the death of a universe taking the form of a fucking animal and the power of necromancy. So this is what we're looking at in the sky when we see dogs and shit. That was actually a universe that was once living that has now died and took the form of a fucking animal and the power of necromancy.
I think that's what he's saying.
God damn! So it's a death of the universe that we are looking at. Yeah. Oh shit! Fucking G, did you not get that? Thank you, Fireliners. Oh my God, I get it. Thank you. So damn, even that is still 6 ether worship in the fucking sky. Okay, G, fuck, thank you so much. I told you I'm gonna stay on some shit until I know somebody can explain it better and I can see what you're saying. So G, you know the constellations, right? Fireline has mentioned those constellations. Like some of that shit look like a dog, and some of that shit look like a bull and shit. Those little stars and shit, right? G, you know what I'm talking about? Those constellations that look like a, you know what I'm talking about. Come on, hurry up, because I got to pee. Do you say yes or no, motherfucker? Because I need to know, because I got to pee. Shit, because I get it now. You understand what I'm saying, right? That is the death of a universe that took the form of an animal kind. So you see how these stars these little stars done turned into a goddamn dog and shit. If you look at some of the constellations, they look like fucking animals. That's because a goddamn universe, which is a ball of ether, had fucking evolved or died. And it turned into an animal-looking thing with the constellations. So it started from a universe, and then it died, and then it took the form of an animal, and that's what we're looking at when we're looking at the stars, which is still 6 ether worship. I get it. Thank you, Fireliners. That's what I couldn't see. Like, show me where it looks like after it dies, and thank you so fucking much. Like, fuck. So do you get it now? So even in that, even in saying, look, you see the dog, or you see the motherfucker with the arrow, or you see the bull in the sky, you see all that fucking bullshit. That is actually a universe that has evolved into 6. The zodiac. And the death of a universe takes the form of an animal of animal kind and the power of necromancy. So they taught us to mob over these little animals figures in the sky, and that's the death of a universe.
And worship them, which gives them power.
Which gives them fucking power. And we are still worshiping the dead as above and so below. Damn. Thank you, Fireliners. Now do y'all see it? I told you, I knew some of you motherfuckers didn't know, like I didn't fucking know, but goddamn Firelines had to fucking show me a goddamn constellation, and that motherfucker is a dead one, motherfucker. So now y'all heard it from here first, from Fireliners. Goddamn it. Now I understand why I've never been interested in looking at them little dogs and shit like that in astrology. Because, goddamn that shit. I've never been interested in those little figures, the shit that the stars make. That is a dead fucking universe, y'all. That's a dead universe. G, do you get it? That's a dead universe. Now, I don't know if I said got it. I said, you still listening? Come here, I said slow.
I got it. I see it.
Can y'all see that shit? That's some deep ass shit.
Right.
As above, so below, still got us worshiping the dead. Them niggas is slick.
And that's why they're able to hold on, continue to have power on the planet.
Damn, G don't get it. Okay, now we got to stay with G until he get it. Now, if you fireliners, can you explain that shit to G or somebody? Well, what the fuck I just finally got? Because I'm ready to move on now. I'm like Babylon. I see it. I see it.
When a universe dies, it can't dissipate. Okay, energy doesn't dissolve. So therefore, it probably compacts into itself and thus creates a design that you see in the sky, and they have named those constellations. So you see Taurus the bull, or you see the Scorpio, or you see whatever that design is, which used to be a full fucking universe, but it has compacted itself, and the beauty of the Most High has made it into something that you can identify as a bull or a Scorpio or a lion or whatever. That is in fact a former universe that used to exist. And so now the delusion is that they have created a word called astrology, which has people worshiping Taurus the bull, Leo the lion, etc., which makes you worship the dead.
Yes.
So far, if they're sick ether beings, they're able to pull down that energy from within the universe and manifest that power right here. Am I correct in saying that? By the worship of the
because it's not designed for us. So what we should be doing is looking at, because of course we do know that the ancients did look into the sky, but they obviously were doing it for a different reason than what we're doing it for today.
Yeah, and we mentioned now the Most High, though. That's right, Fireliner, because we practice what they would term, the closest term we got in English right now is astrobiology. Not astrology or astronomy, where that's speculative. We knew where we came from. We knew the physical makeup, and we knew who we were. So that became the difference between getting the fucking reading.
Right.
Then,
so see that hit me when I heard you read that, because you know I used to do astrology. So that shit hit me because the reason I stopped doing astrology was because I thought that shit was all wrong. I just didn't know why it was wrong.
And listen, astrology from a scientific perspective is not really wrong. It's zodiacology, zoology that makes it wrong.
It's got to be wrong, Babylon, because we're dealing with the wrong fucking dates, the wrong calendar, the wrong...
Absolutely.
So I'm making a projection based on wrong input.
Yes, absolutely. So that would, now I'm wrong in that would make it wrong, because the projections and the numbers and all that will have to be right within that science to say that it is a true science. And based on those facts, astrology is bullshit.
Exactly. That part that said that it's giving power to six ether, because it's not our shit.
That makes so much sense. That's the part that came clear to me now, is the power of necromancy and why they have so much power. Because it is six, it is death.
And this tells you why they worship the dog. Right. Because in the book called Where and Where is Hell, Dr. York explains that the dog is the first level. I said this before on the show. Listen to me now. The dog star, Anubis, the dog, Jackal of the Dead, is the first level between man and jinn. The dog is the first level between man and jinn.
And we all agree that we've all been mind fucked and tricked. Can we all agree to that? Can we just agree to that? Fuck it. Who fell first? Can we all agree that we've all been mind fucked and tricked? Fuck it. Who fell first? Can we all agree that we've all been mind fucked and tricked? Is the white man so powerful that he has destroyed the black man single-handedly? Can we all agree that we've all been mind fucked and tricked? Can we all agree that we've all been mind fucked and tricked? Can we all agree that we've all been mind fucked and tricked? So can we work on putting the black mind back in its righteous state? That's how I see it. That's how I see it. How these motherfuckers fear you, black man? How you gonna goddamn have your family who love you and you supposed to protect them scared of you? Nah, nigga, you supposed to have the outside feeling you and scared of you. I'm here to right any right or wrong. I'm not here to blame anyone. We've all been a product of this fucking experiment. We've all been a product of it. 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 Is the white man so powerful that he has destroyed the black man single-handedly? And they smart as fuck, but they dumb as hell. But they dumb as hell. Is the white man so powerful that he has destroyed the black man single-handedly? And they smart as fuck, but they dumb as hell. But they dumb as hell. And because you were the y'all, just like y'all like to say Eve was, you were also tricked.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Don Nicoleone Show.
Oh, yeah. Y'all already know what time it is. The moment that you've been waiting for. The one that you've been waiting to hear. The one that calls the call, that calls the effect. Put your hands together for the baddest bitch in El Kuluwm. God, Nicoleone.
Kuluwm. I'm in the love of the all, and all love is in me. I am a part of the all, and the all is a part of me. I am one with the all, and the all is one with me. I can succeed as a part of the all and fail as an individual. I can be all that I wish in the all as long as my wish is to stay in the all. I'm never alone. The all is, I am. The all can, I can. The all does, I do. Kuluwm.
El Kuluwm, baby. Man, great day, everybody. Welcome to the Don Nicoleone Show. Hope y'all enjoyed that first hour. That first hour is the Don Nicoleone Show. Welcome to the Don Nicoleone Show behind the 9-ball count 2. That's January the 13th, 2014, man. You already know. Necromancy, man. Shit. Boy, we'll never forget a goddamn thing as long as we record everything around this bitch. Older we get. But great day, everybody, tuning in to the Don Nicoleone Show. One time for all my peoples on the call lines. If you need the call-in number, the call-in number is 1-425-569-5274 or 515-605-9828. And, of course, if you're unable to use those call numbers, all you got to do is go to myfamilymobile.com. Get your Walmart phone. That's your cheat code. Get your ass right on up in here, man. Great day to all my peoples over there in the after party. One time for Nick Bett, Bocha Gardens. Great day, Nick Bett. Hope all is well with you, man. Special shout out to my man Biggie G. Awana Shanae is in the building. Nefertiti surviving the game. Great day, Nef. Great day, Sister Zena is also in the building. Sweet old Shoe. P-Phone. Easy does it. He doesn't do it easy. That's whatever the fuck that nigga say. Easy does it, do it easy. I can't think anymore. I'm in the new chat room, so at the end of the day, y'all throw some ones over there on Lockdown Radio, and I'll show you some love. Special shout out also to Twank Star Devil Law. That's all I can see right now. Is y'all motherfuckers, man. But great day, everybody. You already know the Don Nicoleone Show is 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday on WGAG Radio, Real Nigga Radio. Because it's official around this bitch. It is official. All right, boys and girls, it is official, man. We are still celebrating the 13-year birthday bash of WGAG Radio. Couldn't be possible. Couldn't have happened without everybody that helped roll the boat, past, present, and those that may come in the future, or shall I say, in the now. God damn it. It's a few things going on in the news, and one is now they're questioning whether or not did Dr. Fauci use African orphans for AIDS experiments. See this shit? Yeah, about 2 years later, huh? You know, motherfuckers was trying to explain that to people ever since, you know, Fauci pops up in 2019/2020. Motherfuckers was trying to tell these folks. But now they're using the word, did Dr. Fauci use African orphans for AIDS experiment? And last week, the mainstream media reported that Dr. Fauci funded horrific experiments on adorable bagel puppies. On puppies, that's what woke their ass up, right? Puppies? You didn't use niggas? Oh, you're an evil man. However, it wasn't just bagels or beagles, whatever fuck them little dogs. It was also monkeys. And monkeys that they're saying that Dr. Fauci, the National Institute of Health, NIH, experimented on over the years. So now comes word that Fauci funded drug experiments on orphan children diagnosed with AIDS virus in New York. That was in 2004. And the AIDS orphan story was first reported on right-wing blogs. You get it? They also were first to report the beagle puppy story. Okay, right wing. Nobody listens to the right wingers, right? Neff? Nobody. No, y'all just evil, racist, right wingers. So the National Institute of Health, NIH, was also caught funding experiments on AIDS orphans at a New York City hospital, y'all, in 2004. And the Fauci-led NIH approved funding for experiments on hundreds of New York City orphans. Government agencies and pharmaceutical companies reportedly used the orphans in deadly AIDS drug trials. Oh, my God. And y'all don't believe in abortions. It's better to kill something that don't know a goddamn thing than to fuck with something once it gets here. I still don't get your mentality. Still don't get your mentality. So, anyway, in 2005, the city of New York hired the VERA, V-E-R-A Institute, to form a final report on the drug trials, and VERA, V-E-R-A, was given no access to medical records for any of the children used in trials. The report was published in 2008. They reported that 25 children died during the drug studies, that an additional 55 children died following the studies in foster care. See this? And according to Tim Ross, director of the Child Welfare Program at VERA, V-E-R-A, as of 2009, 29% of the remaining 417 children who were used in drug studies had died. Again, 29% of the remaining 417 children who were used in drug studies had died, out of a total of 532 children that are admitted to have been used. You hear this shit, Zena? There is a video on YouTube I would like to share with you motherfuckers, but that means I have to get my ass up and go to another goddamn computer. I'll give you a little bit more. A worker who took care of some of the children said many of them immediately became ill and vomited after taking the drugs. She said that children who refused to take the drugs were operated on, and gastric tubes were inserted into their stomachs to force feed them AZT. Still don't understand why y'all motherfuckers don't believe in abortions. Still don't understand your rationale. The children, some as young as 1, were wards at the Incarnation Children's Center, ICC, Incarnation Children's Center in New York City. Their parents died of AIDS. And I have to get up so I can show you this video. It's on YouTube. I'm going to go to another. Should I go to another one? I think I should. Go to another. Yeah. Let me go to another computer. So you guys could take a look at this. Sorry to fuck your Wednesdays up, but hey, it's all part of it, motherfucker. And I still don't understand why you motherfuckers don't believe in abortion. You want this shit to happen to the living? Goodness gracious. Anyway. Ooh, Lord have mercy. No, they're going to do that shit to motherfuckers, man. No, they're going to do that shit, man. That's what they do. That's what they know how to do. That's the only thing they know how to do. Give me a second. Let me pull this shit up for y'all. I'll show you. The song about it. Goddamn, hold up. Let me pull it up. Oh, shit. Damn, I didn't even put this bitch in. Damn, this shit is all off. Okay, sorry. Let me set it up, okay? I really don't like being at this computer. I swear I don't. Okay? All right, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna show y'all this shit, and at the same time, I'm going to show you guys the video, too, as well. But first, I'm going to show y'all the video. That'll make you feel better. So I show you the video to make sure the mic is open. Yeah, we're in the building. Let me open up this. Oh, we're not doing that, are we, Nicole? Let me show you this. Man, there's some sad ass shit. Here we go. But yeah, Zena, we've been telling them. People have been trying to tell them. You know what I'm saying? This the nature of this old reptilian guy here. You know what I'm saying? Fucky. But who listens? Who fucking listens, man? Who really cares? Save a world that is destined to die. Who really cares? Save the babies. Save the babies. Who really cares? All right. Yeah, let's watch it on YouTube. Fuck it. Can y'all see it? And action. Damn, this shit 42 goddamn minutes long. Goddamn. For those that need to check it out, it's ICC. That is what ICC stands for again, Incarnation Children's Center or some old shit in New York City. And I'll let you guys take a look at it also in the after party. Okay, Cam is on. Liam Chef in Miami, Miami, my ass. Liam Chef, S-H, Lamb, L-I-A-M, Sheaf, I think, S-C-H-E-F-F, and Mimi Pascual on the Liz Brown Show in 2005 on children used in drug trials in New York City's ICC orphanage. The images in this video are of HIV tests, the orphanage, and the NIH clinical trials. NIH is your government, baby. Y'all ready? Action.
Seattle, Washington, investigative reporter Liam Chef to talk to us about this awful story. Liam, good morning.
Good morning, Liz.
And you're coming to us from Seattle, so it's really, really, really good early morning.
Your show is, I believe it's called The Wake Up Call.
That is correct.
That's what it is.
That's exactly right. That's why we're calling you in Seattle to have you on the show this morning.
Yeah.
Liam, as I was preparing for this story, and I must say that my intern Emily Skates has been on this from the very beginning, and every time that she would come into my office to tell me something else about what she had found, this is a huge story that involved a whole lot of things that you wouldn't necessarily think would be attached to this story.
The story is complicated. It involves our perceptions of the medical establishment, of how we think about the disease called AIDS, how we think about HIV testing, how we think about pharmaceutical companies. And I think for me, it was a real revelation. I mean, I understood there were problems in the country. I've lived in a lot of cities. I understood that racism is real and exists, and is more or less instituted economically in cities. I didn't understand the extent to which, and I'll explain what I mean, but in a sense, racial profiling plays a role in interpreting disease. And I'll be glad to explain what I mean, but maybe I should just launch into the...
Well, why don't we start with the house that AIDS built?
Okay. My name's Liam Chef. I'm an independent journalist. In 2003, I was working on a little paper in Boston, and I had a great editor there, and he let me do a series, and the series was called the AIDS Debate, the most controversial story you've never heard. And the reason I decided to do this series was I became aware in the medical literature that the word on AIDS was very different than the word on AIDS in the public perception, the advertisements, and that AIDS in the medical literature looked like a complicated, multifactorial illness. Now, I'm going to talk about AIDS today from what I'll call the non-religious point of view. There are people who sort of worship at this medical altar and don't allow any discussion or dispute. That's not me. So there are people who are going to be a little upset or challenged or whatever by what I say. Well, hold on to your hats. And
this is some of the information. I'll read it. The only advantage of initiating doing 2 screenings assays rather than 1 is a check of procedure. For this check to be fully valid, the second test should, whenever possible, be done on serum taken from the original specimen container. The value of this check is that it reduced the risk of false results due to technical errors such as failure to add a specimen to a well, confusion between tubes or labeling or clerical mistake. All screening tests are prone to producing occasional weakly reactive results that very often do not prove to be consistent with HIV infection. Care must be taken not to cause alarm if a false positive, sound familiar, i.e. or something else.
Get a pen and start taking notes. And you can do the research
reaction
and see if it's correct. The non-religious point of view of AIDS says that it's this multifactorial thing that
when screening low prevalence, when screening low prevalence populations such as
antenatal patients, the great majority of screen-reactive specimens will not be confirmed to contain anti-HIV, and if using a fourth-generation assay, they will need to be tested for P24AG, even though it will be found only rarely. When testing for P24AG, it must be remembered that it, too, is prone to false positivity, which must be.
You know, the religious use says it has one cause, the sexually transmitted virus. The problem is nobody knows how, really, or if this thing is sexually transmitted.
Must be something will not be true. HIV positive results, weak positives in combo tests, unreactive and anti-HIV only tests should be tested for P24AG and or HIV RNA to ensure that the specimen is not from a seroconverting patient.
There's very little evidence, good evidence, for strong sexual transmission in the medical literature. What you have instead are people all over the world getting sick with a variety of illnesses that are now said to be immune suppressed, that they have acquired immune deficiency. In the early 80s, there was a group of men in the
All right, this is 2004. Mbabane, August 2004, IRIN, a dramatically lower number of Swazi teenage girls are being infected by HIV than was previously estimated. What is Swazi? The fuck is Swazi? Well, let's look up the word Swazi. Where the fuck country and shit is that at? Y'all like them white girls too, don't you? Swazi. Yeah, Swaziland. It's a fucking place. It was infected. Must be goddamn Africa, some goddamn well. Get that shit in Africa. It's called Eswatini. It's officially the Kingdom of Eswatini, and formerly officially entitled and still commonly known as Swaziland. Where's it located? Where's it located? Look like some African shit. Yep, there it is. There goes some of them right here, Swaziland. Yep, they infected these chicks in Africa, Swaziland. There goes some pictures of them right here, teenage girls. Goodness gracious, these motherfuckers here. Anyway, so a dramatically lower number of Swazi teenage girls are being infected by HIV than was previously estimated, suggesting a turning point in the battle against HIV/AIDS in a country with the world's highest HIV infection rates. A new report has revealed the findings in the report, a baseline study on HIV risk factors commissioned by the UN's Children's Fund, UNICEF, 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 United Nations Children Fund, are derived from interviews and blood tests of over 1,000 Swazis in 2 rural areas and revealed that only 6% of girls aged from 15 to 19, y'all, were found to be HIV positive, with most of the HIV infections occurring among other girls. This is the first time we have had data from a scientifically accurate survey of randomly selected households. It confirms some trends we had suspected, but which were believed by previous HIV estimates, and that came from Dr. Alan Brody, country representative for UNICEF.
The gay community, who were using, late 70s really, were using a lot of drugs, a lot of recreational drugs, having a lot of sex, had a lot of STDs, and they got sick for what appears sick with a variety of illnesses that are now said to be immune suppressed, that they have acquired immune deficiency. In the early 80s, there was a group of men in the gay community who were late 70s really, were using a lot of drugs, a lot of recreational drugs, having a lot of sex, had a lot of STDs, and they got sick for what appears to be a variety of reasons, not the least of which.
Okay, let me stop right there. Back on the Swazi teenage girls, this is different from anything that has been seen before. The conventional wisdom is that many more girls were infected. The study was prompted by the results of the government 2002 Sero surveillance study, Sero, which estimated that 32.5% of teenage girls between the ages of 15 and 19 were HIV positive. The government findings appeared to contradict progress thought to have been achieved by NGOs, that means non-government organizations, achieved by NGOs dealing with young Swazis. Quote from Brody, Dr. Brody. We were baffled by the contradictions between the statistics and what we saw happening on the ground. The problem is that all the sero surveillance data came from pregnant women, and estimates for other demographics was based on that. Because 40% of 20-year-old pregnant women were tested HIV positive, this suggested great havoc was taking place in the girls' teenage years, said Dr.
Would be drug toxicity and toxicology, over-intoxication over periods of years. This is another, by the way, the gay community is another community that's pushed to the outside and not treated as well as the standard white community in this culture. TDs.
Let me wind it back.
And they got sick for what appears to have instead are people all over the world getting sick with a variety of illnesses that are now said to be immune suppressed, that they have acquired immune deficiency. In the early 80s, there was a group of men in the gay community who were late 70s really, were using a lot of drugs, a lot of recreational drugs, having a lot of sex, had a lot of STDs, and they got sick for what appears to be a variety of reasons, not the least of which would be drug toxicity and toxicology, over-intoxication over periods of years. This is another, by the way, the gay community is another community that's pushed to the outside and not treated as well as the standard white community in this culture. In that community, guys were getting sick. They went into the hospitals. They were given very toxic drugs, chemotherapies, etc. A lot of them died. The first day.
Did you hear him? Yeah, your black gays was being pushed to the side than the white gays. They were actually being more cared for. Anyway, AIDS and AIDS-related conditions are clinical syndromes, and their diagnosis can only be established clinically. EIA testing cannot be used to diagnose AIDS, even if the recommended investigation of reactive specimens suggests that the antibodies to HIV are present. A negative test result at any point in the investigation of individual subjects does not preclude the possibility of exposure to or infection with HIV. The risk of an asymptomatic person with a repeatedly reactive serum sample developing AIDS or an AIDS-related condition is not known. However, in a prospective study, AIDS developed in 51% of homosexual men after 10 years of infection. Data obtained from testing persons both at increased and at low risk for HIV infection suggest that repeatedly reactive specimens with high absorbance on EIA are more likely to demonstrate the presence of the HIV antibodies by additional, more specific or supplemental testing. Reactivity at or high slightly above the cutoff value is more frequently nonspecific, especially in the samples obtained from persons at low risk for HIV infection. However, the presence of antibodies in some of these specimens can be demonstrated by additional, more specific, or supplemental testing. It's interesting, newbie. It is sickening, but it's interesting that we have to go back to the 80s to find out who the fuck this little midget man is. You know what I'm saying? You got me? We got to take our ass back to the 80s, baby, the 70s and the 80s. Yep. Because remember, we're dealing with a virus, HI virus. So, this is a motherfucker here.
The idea was in what was called GRID, or gay-related immune disease, was that they had, in a sense, long-term drug poisoning from a variety of things, coupled with other lifestyle factors. But there were some doctors who were working in virology, and they wanted to say that it was a single-cause illness. It didn't make any sense to say it was a single-cause illness, because the guys who were getting sick had a lot of things going on. But
this is a political story as well.
It's a political story.
Because it's easier politically to make it one cause as opposed to a bunch of different causes.
Right. And I realize this is controversial for people. You don't have to accept it as gospel. You can look it up. It's in a variety of medical publications, and the story's been told over and over again. But the political definition that acquired immune deficiency, as experienced in this early gay population, had one single cause, which we now call HIV. Now, you can look in the body. You can always find viruses. You can always find little bits and pieces of things. Does it cause it? Does it not? In a variety of medical publications, the story's been told over and over again. But the political definition that acquired immune deficiency, as experienced in this early gay population, had one single cause, which we...
This is a lot here. So you got HIV-AB, HIV-1, HIV-2. You got ARA DNA. You have EIA, detects antibodies to the HIV-1 and or HIV-2 in blood, and thus is useful in screening blood and plasma donated for a transfusion and further manufacture. They manufacture that shit too. And evaluating patients with signs or symptoms of AIDS and in establishing prior infection with HIV, clinical studies continue to clarify and refine the interpretation and medical significance of the presence of antibodies to HIV. It is recommended that repeatedly reactive specimens be investigated by an additional, more specific or supplemental test. A person who has antibodies to HIV-1 is presumed to be infected with the virus, except that a person who has participated in an HIV vaccine study may develop antibodies to the vaccine and may or may not be infected with HIV. Clinical correlation is indicated with appropriate counseling, medical evaluation, and possible additional testing to decide whether a diagnosis of HIV infection is accurate. Such an evaluation should be considered an important part of HIV antibody testing and should include test results confirming on fresh drawn samples. Let me stop here real quick. For those who are just coming in, motherfuckers are finally coming out realizing that Fauci had a hand, and let me see if I can say this right, that Fauci had a hand in Fauci and the National Institute of Health.gov had a hand in experimenting on hundreds of New York City orphans, and the government agencies and pharmaceutical companies reportedly used the orphans in deadly AIDS drug trials. So this dropped in 2004, what you're listening to. But in 2005, the city of New York hired the Vera Institute to form a final report on the drug trials. And Vera was given no access to medical records for any of the children used in the trials. Their report was published in 2008. So they reported that 25 children died during the drug studies, and that an additional 55 children died following the studies in foster care. And according to Tim Ross, Director of Child Welfare Program at Vera, as of 2009, 29% of the remaining 417 children who were used in drug studies had died. So out of a total of 532 children that were admitted to have been used. Yeah. And the ones that refused to take it, take the drugs, they were operated on, and gastric tubes were inserted into their stomachs to force feed them the AZT. These are all orphans and foster care babies, which is one of the biggest goddamn lab experiments. This that shit right there. And you motherfuckers don't believe in abortions. And they convince your ass to give it over to foster care, put it up for adoption, drop that little motherfucker off. This is what happens to them. This is what happens to them. That's why the foster care system is right there in the schools, set up right there, preying on you and your children to take your fucking kids. They need more goddamn, they need more lab rats. This that shit. I can't believe motherfuckers really goddamn don't believe in abortions. You need to stop that shit. All right, I'll continue.
Now called HIV. Now, you can look in the body, you can always find viruses, you can always find little bits and pieces of things. Does it cause it, does it not? I'll leave that to the researchers. What you do find is that in places like Africa, the definition has to be rewritten. So the population of people here in the United States and Europe who were getting sick in that way were 100% drug abusers and gay men. Then the CDC expanded the definition and they included hemophiliacs. Now, they just expanded.
Let me wind that shit back.
Who were getting sick in that way were 100% drug abusers cause, which we...
Boy, y'all be on there with that CDC.
Now called HIV. Now, you can look in the body, you can always find viruses, you can always find little bits and pieces of things. Does it cause it, does it not? I'll leave that to the researchers. What you do find is that in places like Africa, the definition has to be rewritten. So the population of people here in the United States and Europe who were getting sick in that way were 100% drug abusers and gay men. Then the CDC expanded the definition and they included hemophiliacs. Now, they just expanded the definition and they expanded it again. Now, this was a legal thing, not a biologic thing. They just said, we're going to include more symptoms and more people in this definition, this growing definition. Africa got thrown into the definition in 1985. The definition of AIDS in Africa was always clinical. It never had anything to do with virology or anything related to what was happening in the gay men. I realize this is a controversial foot to start in, but this is how I got into this story, and I'll end it just about here. In Africa, the definition of AIDS was called the...
Let me stop real quick, and I'm going to rewind him back when he gives the definition of AIDS and what it was called. But the chief of the state drug abuse commission has noticed a dramatic increase in AIDS among clients in his intravenous drug abuse treatment programs. For planning purposes, he wants to do a voluntary HIV antibody seroprevalence survey of intravenous drug abuse clients and would like to assess the feasibility of using the test results as part of a behavior modification counseling.
Bangui definition after the capital of the Central African Republic called Bangui, because the World Health Organization presided over by members of our CDC, that's our Centers for...
Now, mind you, that started happening in 85, right? Because then they started doing the same Africa shit, We Are the World. Remember that? Where your fucking Hollywood celebrities got involved. We Are the World. That was for Africa or some old shit. But prior to that, your girl Sally Struthers and all the rest of them was showing up, making the Africans in certain countries like them, love them. You know what I'm saying? Because they kept showing up there. And shortly after, they were all infected with AIDS after that. You get it? They was all infected with HIV, which is something they didn't show us. You know what I'm saying? But you can follow it. You know what I'm saying? You can follow the story that as soon as they hit Africa, next thing you goddamn know, it's HIV, and then next thing you know, it's some goddamn we are the world bullshit. And it literally say that when the video come on, if I'm not mistaken, and when the video go off, when they shoot the video, we are the world. And they say something about Africa and AIDS and kids and shit. That's after them fucking crackers goddamn pretended they were Santa Claus to these motherfuckers, but it really was Satan Claus. They was bringing in fucking the virus, injecting these motherfuckers with it. It always happens. Remind me of Mr. Policeman. Every time you show your face, somebody dies. Every time they show their face. There you go. Start killing off. Yep. And experimenting and knew damn well that shit was gonna work over here in the Negro community. Because nigga, wherever we at is Africa. The black neighborhoods is Africa. Wherever niggas populate is goddamn Africa. They know that shit.
Disease control, a guy called Joseph McCormick, in his biography, Virus Hunters of the CDC, said that AIDS in Africa would always be defined by clinical symptoms like diarrhea, fever, weight loss of up to 10% of your body weight over a period of a month or so. Well, when I was a kid, I went to, I was in Southern Europe. I was in Greece, and I drank water out of a tap, and I lost about 10% of my body weight in the next couple of days. I had fever, diarrhea. I was delirious. By any standard World Health Organization definition, I had clinical AIDS. Of course, what I had was water poisoning. And in Africa, what you have in sub-Saharan Africa is 50-60% of the population, by reasonable estimates of the population, that does not have clean water. They don't have sewage reclamation. 50 to 60% of the rural population drinks water that they share.
See this shit? All black babies. All black babies. And now they testing them on this shit. These are all infant, orphan, foster care black babies. So I always tell my babies, man, please abort them goddamn, that shit in your goddamn body. Because all you doing is breeding fucking slaves for these sick, diabolical creatures. That's all the fuck you doing. You're going to be breeding more slaves, more goddamn lab rats for these motherfuckers. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. People don't understand that shit, man. I look like the bad guy, but motherfucker, I know what the fuck planet I'm on. You know what I'm saying? I know who's running this shit. Ain't no way in hell. You know what I'm saying? They all are. Even if that little nigga is with your ass, it's that motherfucker still a goddamn lab rat. Still a goddamn lab rat for these motherfuckers.
There with other human populations, animal runoff, human waste, trash. Any good epidemiologist in Africa will tell you that it's impossible to separate what we call AIDS from absolute destitute poverty. So I wrote a series called the AIDS Debate, and it was a 3-part series. It got a lot of press. Then, because I was writing about AIDS, again, from this critical point of view, what are we calling AIDS? How are we treating it? I was contacted by a woman in New York, and the woman...
There it is right there. The New York Press is a black sister on the cover. And she says, what I saw at Incarnation's Children's Center in New York, drug trial testimony, what they were doing to them black orphans, black foster babies that should have been aborted by the moms and dads, should have helped. But no, you want to goddamn breed these motherfuckers to be tortured. Ain't no way in hell. And you see why I'm big on my goddamn babies, man. Like, yo, I cut my mama throat for that shit. You know what I'm saying? You are not finna do this shit to my children. I don't give a fuck. I'm big on that shit. I have no respect for anybody that do shit to fucking kids, man. I got a problem with that shit. Try to get over on them, poison them, fuck them over, fuck them. I got a problem with that shit, man. I got a problem poisoning them, whisper poison in their ass from television, from the schools and shit. I got a real big problem with that shit. Great day, Mr. Illa. How you doing, baby? I don't like that shit, man. I will cut your fucking throat. You know what I'm saying? I will hurt you, man. You don't have no idea. I don't play that fucking shit, man. I'm not finna fight no bitch over no nigga, but I fight a bitch over my fucking babies. I will beat your motherfucking ass. I don't give a fuck if you is my mama. I don't play that fucking shit. I don't play that shit. Had a moment there. Like, I know y'all like, Don, what the fuck they got to do with your mama, man? Why you keep saying your mama, man? Because I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck who you are when it comes to my babies, man. Hey, motherfucker, you can do me any kind of way. I won't catch it. But when you do my babies, man, I can see that shit. I don't play that shit. That's my favorite part right there, Sweet Oshun and Beloved. When them crackers was coming for her baby, she slit that baby throat. She said, ain't no way in hell I'm going to let y'all goddamn get my baby. I'll kill it before I let you motherfuckers do anything to my damn baby. That's my part, girl. And I've never seen the fucking movie, man. I've never seen it. It just happened to pop up, man, me as a young mama. And I clicked on TV, and that was the scene. And all it showed was Oprah holding the baby, bagging back and yelling, get the fuck away from my baby! Get away from my baby! Get away from my baby! And then she slit the motherfucker throat, the baby throat. And I heard a voice say, what the fuck you think that means? What does that mean to you? I was a little young mama. I said, that shit is showing that, goddamn, before you let the devil have your fucking baby, you'll kill it. Because they know it's worse. It's worse. That's what I get. Then, think about a year or two later, end up watching the whole shit from beginning to end and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But it was just that scene that popped up, man. And it was like, what the fuck do you get from this shit? I kill it before I let the devil get it. But let these sick fucks get it. I kill it. That's what that shit means. Before I let you get a hold to it, motherfucker, I kill it. Ain't nowhere in hell. And to me, everybody is the fucking devil. Black devil, white devil, doctor devil, teacher devil, everybody. Police devil, everybody goddamn devil. Give a shit. The baby dad is the fucking devil. I kill this motherfucker bastard before you get a hand on it. You even lay a hand on it, I kill it, motherfucker. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell, because all y'all motherfuckers some fucked up shits. Fucked up, sick, dumb-ass motherfuckers. And it's amazing when you're dumb and you're fucked up. But then it's the ones that fucking intelligent and know what the fuck they doing. That shit there. Whew. That's why I'm going to advocate for abortions, man. Not here, not this damn, not here, not here, not if you a nigga, not here. Not here, motherfucker, not here. They coming for you first and that little goddamn nigga baby. They're going to always be after that shit. Always. That shit, they're dangerous. That is not good.
Has 2 kids. She's their aunt. She adopted them. Their mother, their natural mother, was a drug user in New York City. When a lot of people ended up using crack in New York and other cities. Now, there might be some political intrigue to that story that you might be aware of.
Look at these pictures, man. Don't it look like we looking at some niggas in Africa? This shit right here in America, they doing this shit too. Look at the fucking pictures, man. Make us think that we looking at pictures of fucking black babies being touched by crackers and experimented on in Africa. No, this shit right here, anywhere niggas are, it is Africa. Anywhere where niggas heavily populate, that is Africa. That's all. That's that shit there. I don't understand, man. Motherfucker, goddamn, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that fucking beast daily. The fuck is this shit? That money don't mean a goddamn thing. Your mission don't mean a fucking thing, motherfucker, if you know what the fuck is really going on around this bitch. Got you distracted like a motherfucker.
Some people have covered how cheap cocaine got into cities.
Of course, I've had Maxine Waters on the show to talk about that.
And, there's something, too, that's worth talking about. There were a lot of babies born to
motherfuckers in. Them fucking black devil-ass politicians be letting them in. Maxine been running fucking L.A. highly populated with fucking niggas, and she let them motherfuckers in. You notice them white politicians that's governing fucking districts won't let you goddamn flood they fucking goddamn areas with fucking drugs. You know that shit. Only the fucking niggas politicians. Only nigga politicians will let that shit happen.
Who were using crack in the 80s. And this became something of a mini epidemic. This place in New York City and near Harlem called Incarnation Children's Center was established by some nuns, the Catholic Church. All
right, this should say heterophile antibodies are well recognized cause of erroneous results in immunoassays. Some more shit. Fucking trying reading this shit. We describe here a 22-month-old child with heterophile antibodies reactive with bovine serum, albumin, and caprine proteins, causing false positive results to human immunodeficiency virus type 1. That's HIV type 1 and other infectious serology testing. God damn it.
Taken these border babies, these babies abandoned at the hospital. And they were doing, I think, rather noble work. They got into cities.
Of course, I've had Maxine Waters on the show to talk about that.
And, there's something, too, that's worth talking about. There were a lot of babies born to moms who were using crack in the 80s. And this became something of a mini epidemic. This place in New York City and near Harlem called Incarnation Children's Center was established by some nuns, the Catholic Church, to take in these border...
Catholic Church. Established by nuns. Y'all trust women, too, like a dumbass, like you trust your grandma.
And this became something of a mini epidemic. This place in New York City and near Harlem called Incarnation Children's Center was established by some nuns, the Catholic Church, to take in these border babies, these babies abandoned at the hospital. And they were doing, I think, rather noble work. And they were taking in the kids and caring for them. And these kids were, dropped on hospital doorsteps by moms who just couldn't, bear to sort of face the day, having a lot of trouble. The nuns cared for them and took care for them. And according to Incarnation Children's Center's history, nursed a lot of them back to health with proper nurturing and basic medical care. Well, the doctors who ran and who got involved with Incarnation Children's Center are from Columbia University. And they decided that this orphan population...
Presbyterian. No, some more religious ass motherfuckers. Prove my point from yesterday. More religious ass motherfuckers from the Catholic Church to the Presbyterian. Them doctors came from the Presbyterian, some old shit. See this sick shit?
Was a good population to test new drugs on. I didn't misspeak.
Let me run it back.
The doctors who ran and who got involved with Incarnation Children's Center are from Columbia University. And they decided that this orphan population was a good population to test new drugs on. I didn't misspeak.
These doctors from the Presbyterian saw that it was a good goddamn chance. Good, we can test these drugs on these goddamn babies. The fuck? You know what a Presbyterian is, motherfucker? Anybody? A motherfucker that believes in God, man. A religious bastard.
They decided that this orphan population was, I didn't misspeak, or from Columbia University. And they decided that this orphan population was a good population to test new drugs on. I didn't misspeak. They decided that this orphan population was just the right population to test new and various drugs on. And in 1992, according to ICC's own printed history, with funding from the National Institutes of Health, that's our government.
So they got money from our good government to begin. That's us.
This bitch said good government. Girl, you ain't never had a good government, boo. Wake your dumb ass
Or
up.
from Columbia Presbyterian, Columbia University. And they decided that this orphan population was a good population to test new drugs on. I didn't misspeak. They decided that this orphan population was just the right population to test new and various drugs on. And in 1992, according to ICC's own printed history, with funding from the National Institutes of Health, that's our government.
So they got money from our good government to begin. That's us. Doctors, medical doctors who take the Hippocratic oath that thou shalt do no harm, thought of the idea of testing babies, infants, orphan infants, and our government said, bet, let me give you some money for that.
Absolutely. And the money came in.
And I bet you motherfuckers a penny. This same bitch that just realized that shit is still a registered voter and vote every 2 and 4 fucking years. I guarantee you this bitch still votes.
And then ICC became a recipient of the
oath that thou shalt do no harm, thought of the idea of testing babies, infants, orphan infants, and our government said, bet, let me give you some money for that.
Absolutely. And the money came in, and ICC became a recipient of a lot of funds.
Were the nuns still involved?
The nuns were there to oversee sort of daily caretaking activities, and my word from my sources, I think we're going to have one of my sources on later, is that the nuns were very loving and very caring. Now, they were excised from the place in the late 90s totally, but in the early 90s they were still there. The guy who runs the place, or ran it, and established what ICC became is Dr. Stephen Nicholas. And Stephen Nicholas is considered one of the, one of the most vaunted doctors, the doctors with the most awards, with people just singing his praises. Why? Because he worked with these poor babies. Well, what he did was he allowed this population to be used in clinical trials. All right. Now, good papers like the New York Times like to defend what happened there by saying that these children were given the best medical care, and otherwise they would have died. Now, there's a problem in AIDS theory, and the problem is the major contention of AIDS theory, and that is that if you test HIV positive, you have the disease that gay men in the early 80s got, and you're going to die. Now, we know that that's not true clinically. We know that...
Why do we know that?
We know that what happened in the early 80s was, at least with any kind of clear-headed analytic review of the medical literature, was specific to a time and place. We know that what we call AIDS in Africa is totally dependent on toxicology, clinical symptoms, poverty. The other reason that we know testing HIV positive doesn't mean that you're going to get either of these kind of historically instituted or specific.
This is another reason why it's important that you niggas get rich. For real. This is another reason. Because they prey on the poor. You know what I'm saying? They come in acting like Santa Claus for you know it, you're a goddamn lab rat. This is another reason why it's important that we become independent, especially mothers. You know what I'm saying? That we become extremely wealthy so they wouldn't prey on your dumb ass and your fucking nigga kids. For real. This is why right here. This is their shit there, right? They prey on the poor. They prey on the fucking poor.
Specific diseases is that HIV tests don't test for any particular virus. Now, to add controversy to controversy, I'm just going to get all the way into it.
Yeah, you are.
HIV tests don't test for viruses. Now, anybody who says otherwise is really itching for a good fight, because it says inside of the HIV test, and this is in all of my reporting, this test should not be used as a clinical test or a diagnostic test for HIV. And the reason that these tests warn that they're not supposed to be used is they don't test for a virus. They test for antibodies. They test for proteins, or they test for little slivers of genetic material, which are sort of copied out of your own white blood cell. Now, that's different than saying that they go into the body and find a virus. They don't. If you have dysentery, if you have tuberculosis, malaria, herpes, alcoholic liver disease, if you have a damaged liver, if you're pregnant. Let me say that again. If you're pregnant, this is one of the things that it says inside of HIV tests that can make these protein tests, these reactions, come up reactive. If you're the child of a drug user and you have a lot of antibodies in your blood, or you're having one of these tests enforced on you, it's not difficult to have a reactive test.
But that doesn't mean that you're HIV positive.
It simply does not mean that you're HIV positive. The other problem with HIV testing is that it has to go through what's called a risk group analysis. If you're not in a risk group, you're not very likely to be tested. This is sort of the end of the controversial part of the talk. But if you're not in a risk group, and this is what it says in the medical literature, I sent you some examples that were published. They're
right, and they're up on the website at lizbrown.com.
Right. So, you get citations like this from the standard literature. This is a short quote, and they're talking about the error rate. Now, nobody hears about this. I'm talking about the error rate in HIV tests. This is from 1998, when the new test, the rapid tests, were first being marketed. This is a quote from a journal called AIDS Alert, and they say the error rate.
Hey, doesn't these articles sound familiar? This false positive from a virus test. This year, 2005, false positives from HIV tests. Don't that false positive sound familiar today, boys and girls? I remember back in the 90s or 2000, it hit me. I think it was the 90s, and I said they were giving people AIDS. Like, you know what I'm saying, by telling them they were positive and then putting them on their treatment to test. You're still using them as lab rats. You know what I'm saying? That's what hit me. Mind you, I'm like 19, 20. Just figuring out these sick fucks agendas. But yeah, I said they were telling them they were positive. And then of course they were telling them, Mommy mentioned cancer. But they were telling them they had it and started using them as test studies for the fucking drug. Same way so-called oncologists, whatever the fuck they call, the little cancer doctors. And I knew it then. I said, they're lying to these patients saying they have cancer, and started treating them, and they didn't have that shit. Remember I said that shit? I said that during the early years of Don Nicoleone show. Shortly after Don Nicoleone said that shit, cancer doctors ended up going to jail. Some confessed that that's what they were doing, telling their patients that they had cancer and didn't. One, to get more money, and two, to goddamn was paid to get more money. Paid to, tell them that shit, as well as make more money, telling these motherfuckers they had cancer, and also making more money off the experimental drugs, radiation, chemotherapy, and all that fucking shit. A lot of doctors end up going to jail for that shit. You cannot trust these motherfuckers, man. Yep. So really, you know what I'm saying? And you wonder what cancer at today, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit don't exist right now because y'all got a whole nother goddamn, you got a whole nother situation going on. So there's no cancer, there's no this, there's no none of this shit going on. Everybody quiet. Because now they telling you got you know what. You know what I'm saying? You got you know what, and you need you know this. Yeah. It's that
won't matter,
shit,
which they consider high. It won't matter much in areas with a high prevalence of HIV, because in all probability the people testing false positive will have the disease.
So they're talking about if we're testing people that are in the high-risk group, doesn't matter that there's a lousy air rate because they're probably going to have it anyway.
Right. What does that mean? It means that they're going to have symptoms that we consider to be what we now call AIDS, acquired immune deficiency. What are the symptoms? A cough, a fever, a chronically suppressed immune system. Anybody living in poverty has that. Any drug user has that. Anybody living in rural Africa has any of those symptoms at any time.
Okay,
the end of that quote is,
okay, go ahead.
And then we'll get right back into ICC. But if the same test was performed on, I couldn't believe this when I read this, but if the same test was performed on 1,000 white, affluent suburban housewives, a low prevalence population, in all likelihood, all positive results will be false, and positive predictive values plummet to zero. These tests are totally dependent on the group that you're testing, not the test itself. It's not an accurate test. It's a test for sort of perception about whether this group has a disease that we think that people in the early 80s had, blah, 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 blah. These tests are not testing for a virus. That's what they're not testing for.
And we're going to take a break here. I'm talking to Liam Sheff, independent investigative reporter. He's joining us from Seattle, Washington. We're talking about an article he wrote, The House That AIDS Built. We're talking about experimentation on orphans. We're talking about AIDS. We're talking about racism. We're talking about America. We're talking about experimentation by doctors funded by our government on orphans to test them for AIDS. My guest this morning, joining us from Seattle, Washington, is Liam Sheff. He is the investigative reporter that broke this story. Liam, welcome back. Liam.
Let's jump right back in. Incarnation Children's Center is this orphanage in Washington Heights, just north of Harlem. And this was established in the 90s to take care of these abandoned border babies. That's what we were talking about in the first half hour. In 92, the NIH decided that this population was going to be as good as any to test drugs on.
Aren't there rules against testing on children?
Yes, there are.
Aren't there the FCC? I mean, not the FCC, but the
there are NIH rules against National Institute of Health rules.
Well, they unruled that shit for the day. I'll tell you that much. They done unruled it
using words.
Because in certain states, I was telling doctors shit. In certain states, all these babies, these mothers that's going into maternity wards today, yesterday, a month ago, a month before that. If these babies don't get the vaccine, if they refuse, the mothers, they're taking the children from them right in the maternity wards. Yep. So that rule is out.
Of the state in clinical trials. But
how do they get around this?
Well, you get around it by appealing to public sympathy. And the reason I started by talking about the really what I consider the messy and I think inaccurate definition with this thing that we call AIDS is, if you go with the definition of AIDS that we have, which is a single cause, illness with no cure, blah blah blah, caused by one thing, instead of what it appears to be, the multifactorial, complex, treatable illness that occurs around the world because of poverty, drug toxicity, and other things. If you go with the first view, you can do anything you want.
So basically they're saying these babies have a death sentence anyway. It doesn't matter what we do. We can just do anything we need to do.
We're saving their lives. And if you think that I'm making that line up, you ought to read the New York Times more. I was investigated this story for 2 years. Now, the deal with Incarnation Children's Center is it started as a nice place, and it became, I think, a very bad place, a place where kids were used in drug trials with drugs like AZT and nevirapine. These are black box label drugs. They've killed adults, pregnant women in standard use. They are drugs that affect your genetic material. AZT stops your cells from replicating. Nevirapine interrupts the normal transfer of genetic information in your cell. The side effects or the major unwanted effects of the drugs include liver failure, death, skin death. And when I say skin death from nevirapine, I mean large chunks of your skin die and come off.
And that's a lot of the pictures that you've included in your article, The House That AIDS Built, showed babies with skin just off of them.
Yeah, there are pictures from a European nevirapine trial in which young trial subjects actually have large chunks of skin coming off. Now, that's not the most common effect, and people will say, well, it only occurs in 6% or 12% or whatever they say. Now, I talked to a rep from Boehringer, the company that makes the drug, Boehringer Ingelheim, and she said that she felt they were underreporting. Let's put it at 10%. Let's say 10% of people who are on nevirapine for a while are going to die because their skin comes off. That's not a cure for AIDS. AZT, let's put it at 2%. That's not a cure for AIDS. We wouldn't accept that for any other illness, but we accept the idea without questioning that AIDS is that acquired immune deficiency. Remember, that's what it stands for. Immune deficiency as one cause all over the world if, and I want to be clear, if you're black or you're gay. If you have immune deficiency and you're outside of these groups, you're not in the risk group and you're just not tested. And that is not an exaggeration. That is repeated again and again in the medical literature. Do not test people who are not in risk groups. You'll get false positive results.
We're using toxic drugs on infants. We're using toxic drugs on children, toxic drugs that cause genetic mutation, organ failure, bone marrow death, bodily deformations, brain damage, and fatal skin disorders. We're using that on orphans.
We're using that on orphans, and we're saying we're doing them a favor. And the New York Times came out, and after I reported on this story for 2 years, after a BBC movie got made about it, after the Associated Press did a totally unrelated independent investigation without me, without contacting me, they came to their own conclusions that this was happening, that these drugs were very toxic. The New York Times came out and asked the doctor, is anything bad happening? Which doctor? The doctor who set up the program, Dr. Stephen Nicholas, who's not even there anymore. Asked him and him alone, is AZT a good drug? Yes, he said, it's a great drug.
And then they asked him also the question, has any child died as a result of this? And what was his answer? It was a legal answer. I know as a lawyer, there's a legal answer. He said, not that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware of.
He didn't say nobody died. He said, not that I'm aware of.
He was also asked the question, were there any unexpected results from the drug trials with AZT, with nevirapine, at Incarnation Children's Center? No, there were no unexpected results. What's an expected result from AZT? Organ failure, death, deformation, failure to thrive, all of the illnesses that we call AIDS. Now, here's the clever thing. Because the definition of AIDS is so flexible, and that's why I started talking, my talk with talking about what AIDS is, because the definition is so flexible, because you can call it just about anything you want. Guess what happens when these kids die? They die of AIDS. Now,
I muted. My bad. I mute. Thank you, newbie. I'm so glad I looked at this after party. I'm fucking talking and shit, and y'all niggas can't hear me. Patrice says, thank goodness I'm past that stage in life. And I'm thinking to myself, like, shit, thank goodness my mom and dad ain't never took us to the fucking doctor or dentist or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? In the 80s and 90s and shit. I'm kind of glad that goddamn my mom and daddy didn't believe in goddamn insurance and goddamn taking children for checkups and shit. So I'm kind of glad, goddamn. Because the goddamn mom and daddy was some poor-ass niggas. Goddamn it, they would have found something out. So sometimes it's kind of good to goddamn be poor as fuck around this bitch and be like, hell nah, ain't nothing wrong with them motherfuckers. Give them some orange juice, brother. They'll be all right. Goddamn it, fuck them checkups. Fuck them pedophile doctors and shit, man. So yeah, I was thinking of that, boss lady, Patrice, while you were saying, thank goodness you passed that stage in life. Woo! And I'm the same way even with my babies. I ain't take them nobody, no dentist, no doctor, no checkups, no none of that shit. Even after I had them, motherfucking. Yep, give them some tussin. That's right, newbie. No check, none of mine ain't seen none of them motherfuckers. You hear me? God damn it, because I'm listed as poverty, motherfucker. This is fucking poor and not kept. Ain't no telling, goddamn. But, I did have this man since I was 12 years old named Dr. York, so I fucking knew where to take my babies. I took them to herbologists and shit, not to doctors, not to pediatricians, not to none of them motherfuckers. I had enough fucking sense. By the time I was 15 years old, having children, motherfucker, I do not trust these motherfuckers. You hear me? I don't trust none of them. God damn it. They'll report that shit. They'll put some shit in your goddamn file. For you know it, they following your ass forever. I don't want them following me and my babies. Got me fucked up. You ain't finna follow mine, motherfucker. You ain't finna follow mine. Let's go.
I've been taking AZT since they were born. I mean, AZT is a drug that's killed.
Even one day, Doc was like, you know how, when a nigga finally get a job and shit, he was like, this job come with benefits, some health care and dental, so I want to put you and the kids down for that shit. I said, no, the fuck you ain't, motherfucker. No, the fuck you ain't. We ain't getting that shit. We are not getting no health care and dental benefit. I don't fuck no. Don't put us down for none of that shit. That's what I told that nigga. Don't put her down for none of that. Nah, I don't play that. I don't play that. We ain't going nowhere near these bastards.
So many adult gay men that, it was considered just the most heinous drug ever to come around. It was an old chemotherapy drug. It was dumped into the gay community from the 60s, the 1960s. It was not an AIDS drug. It was an old cancer chemotherapy drug. It was very, very toxic. It was dumped into the gay population in about 87. AIDS.
I think what it is, Patrice, man, I have to remind the nigga in my life and even my kids, like, yo, we black, motherfucker. We ain't finna be doing none of that shit. We niggas. We're not participating in these motherfuckers, man. We niggas. We just gonna get the money and run. But we not finna be acting like we some white motherfuckers with benefits, with healthcare benefits and dental benefits and taking our black ass on some damn table with a goddamn sheet, old plastic tissue sheet, running all down that motherfucker. We got that shit. You got me fucked up. We niggas. We are niggas. As long as we niggas on in this motherfucking planet, motherfucker, we only participating in the money. That's it. We only participating in the money. We are not participating in the medical fucking field at all. We're not going to be none of that shit to these motherfuckers because we niggas. We niggas. Motherfuckers think they got a goddamn benefits, they white. No, that doesn't make you white, motherfucker. That makes you more of a goddamn lab rat using your goddamn Blue Cross Blue Shield fucking card every fucking time. You ain't your nigga babies. This ain't it. This ain't it here. Yeah, so that motherfucking nigga, we black. We are not participating in that. Get the money, get out. Get in, get out. Get the money, get out. You are not giving up my baby's information, name, and all that shit, and they all got a motherfucking insurance card from your goddamn job. Job means to persecute a nigga. You got me fucked up.
Deaths after the introduction of AZT doubled and quadrupled. They went up about 4 times by 92, 93 from where they were in 87. And AZT was being handed out like Tic Tacs, like Pez, in very high doses. And, there's very few people will sort of defend AZT, except, of course, not in the medical, because the definition of AIDS is so flexible, and that's why I started talking, my talk with talking about what AIDS is, because the definition is so flexible, because you can call it just about anything you want. Guess what happens when these kids die? They die of AIDS. Now, they've been taking AZT since they were born. AZT is a drug that's killed so many adult gay men that, it was considered just the most heinous drug ever to come around. It was an old chemotherapy drug. It was dumped into the gay community from the 60s, the 1960s. It was not an AIDS drug. It was an old cancer chemotherapy drug. It was very, very toxic. It was dumped into the gay population in about 87. AIDS deaths after the introduction of AZT doubled and quadrupled. They went up about 4 times by 92, 93 from where they were in 87. And AZT was being handed out like Tic Tacs, like Pez, in very high doses. And, there's very few people who will sort of defend AZT, except, of course, not in the medical literature, but in the New York Times.
And I want to get back to ICC, and I want to get back to the grandmother that contacted you, and I want you to tell her story.
Sorry.
And Liam, we have Mimi Pasquale on the line. Talk to us about who Mimi is.
Mimi was a child care worker at Incarnation Children's Center for about 10 years. Mimi cared for the children at ICC.
Twain, you don't take your baby to the doctor, Twain. You don't do that shit, do you? That's why you said, won't do none of that whole ass shit. You got us fucked up, goddammit. Give a fuck what you say. I was having a flashback because I had my first baby at 15 at Grady fucking hospital. Next thing I know, a woman would show up, white bitch would show up once a week or once a month. Can't remember. I was having a flashback of this white bitch, and we would have to let this hoe in our house to check on the goddamn baby. You know what I'm saying? To come see the baby, check on the baby, which is Tiara, and see if she's you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to find some shit, man. Trying to find some shit, man. Yeah, man. He's like, follow me as a 15-year-old mama, man. Next thing I know, this white bitch pops up and shit, man. Talking about she come to check on the goddamn baby and shit, man. And she only made man, thanks to my mama having a goddamn exquisite tongue, quality tongue. So she comes in. I think she came twice. She come in, first time she came in, and then she left, and then she came back, and thanks to my mama ended up having a cloth diaper service for the newborn baby. Yeah. And when that bitch saw Tiara on cloth diapers and not Huggies and Pampers and all that shit, that's when that bitch realized that she was like a caseworker or some old shit. But that's when the bitch realized, oh, you know what I'm saying? They might just be in the hood or whatever, but they know how to take care of some shit. Or some shit, because the bitch never showed back up. She only showed up when, like, a week after Tiara was born. And the next time, by that time, my mom had a cloth diaper service deliver the fucking diapers. And that's when that white bitch, old white ass, so I still see this bitch, never showed back up. Never showed back up like a motherfucker. It's amazing. Image is everything, I fucking tell you. Image is every fucking thing. Yep. Tiara was on cloth fucking diapers. And if that bitch would have kept coming, if that diaper service wasn't coming, never came, that bitch would have kept coming, keeping track on this. Probably would have been in our life for a long fucking time. Then a little bit later, goddamn, I ended up being pregnant again. 4 years later, 3 years later and shit. That bitch would have stayed in our fucking life, man. Then with the little African bastard. But that shit ended it, man, with the goddamn cloth diaper service. That bitch didn't show up no more.
He was also responsible for drugging them. Now, Mimi's not a nurse. She wasn't trained as a nurse. In fact, none of the women in the early experience at Incarnation were nurses who were giving the kids these drugs. Mimi gave the kids the drugs daily, nightly, all through the night.
Okay, let me get Mimi here on the line. Mimi, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm okay. Huh? I'm
outstanding. Mimi, Liam was describing some of your duties as a ICC worker, incarnate Children's Center worker. Talk to us.
This the black chick that kept popping up on the magazine. This her Mimi. This Mimi right here. This the black chick, I think, the one that exposed ICC. Incarnation Children's Center.
About what were some of the things that you did with the children with regard to giving them drugs?
In regards to giving them meds, we were responsible for everything, basically. Day-to-day, clothes, food, and meds was part of their, day-to-day.
what did you see? How did the children respond to the, as you call them, the meds that you were giving them?
Some of them didn't want to take it, and some of them, because we're dealing with them so much on a daily basis, like a mother, they would just take it, just to get it over with for you. Mm-hmm. So, every case was different. Every child was different.
Well, the children that talked about that they didn't want to take it, what kind of, were they serious about this? Were they adamant about this? How did they express this to you?
Well, the older ones, when I first started working there, it was just babies, so they really couldn't talk. They would just throw it, spit it right back up.
Damn.
And as they got older, and they started, saying med refusal, when they refused it X amount of time.
Why did they refuse it? What were some of the physical reasons that they were saying, I don't want this?
Some of them, they made them so sick that they couldn't get up and go to school. Or when they were in school, they couldn't function like the regular kids. So they just didn't, they didn't want it for whatever reason.
When they got sick, what kind of symptoms did they display?
Stomach cramping, mostly that, and constant diarrhea, that wouldn't allow them to stay focused in a classroom like a regular child would. Sleepy, a lot of the kids, they were drugged so much that they were just tired. They just couldn't function.
And Mimi, when the children refused to take the drugs, what would happen to them?
You could only refuse X amount of times. After that, you get a tube inserted into a G tube.
A G tube was inserted into the children. Did you insert that, or how did they?
Oh no, those are surgically put in.
So they were sent to doctors to get tubes that to put into their bellies to take the drugs.
Yeah.
Mimi, when you would watch the children as you were putting these drugs, these medications into them, what did you see the infants? How did you see the infants respond to this?
At first with meds, it's not like the only direct thing you see. Okay, yeah, you'll get a little diarrhea or a little, not a little. You get diarrhea or you'll throw up, and that was like for us, it became so regular that it was like, okay, this is normal. And after a while, other kids will react different. Maybe one will break up in a rash. One of my kids came in, and a couple of months later, she came in, she was fine. She had a stroke and she went blind. And
after being given these meds.
Yeah, supposedly her case was she wasn't aware of her HIV status. So if she wasn't aware, he wasn't taking medicine. You're in there for that.
So Mimi, when did you see with as you kept? How long were you there? How long were you at ICC?
Almost 10 years.
Were the kids getting better with the stuff you were putting into them, or were they getting worse?
Like I said, every child is different. I noticed that the kids that had mental issues, they just, like, the medicines really didn't even faze them at all. They wasn't even taking as much medicine. There was other kids that, the moment you gave them medicine, their body would just reject it. From whatever it means, throwing up, diarrhea, rashes, stroke, it's just rejected. Every case is different.
Do you feel after now that you're no longer working for ICC, are you?
No, I have a year.
Yeah, okay. After having time to be away from ICC and after having time to look back on what you were doing, do you feel that what you did with what you were told to do with the medications, you think it made the kids better?
No. No.
And
you know what? To live longer, it's one thing, but to live longer in pain and to have all these, complications like I saw the kids having, like, yeah, you're 18, but now you're growing a breast, you're a boy, or, your body's been through so much damage that you look deformed. I don't think that's what quality of life is.
Can I add one thing?
Sure.
The perception there, and this is sort of drummed into everybody's head, is that the drugs will make you live longer. But longer than what? Longer than the perception that you're supposed to die at a certain age. So they'll say that the effects are very, 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 very strong, terrible. As Mimi says, a girl who had never been told that she was positive, therefore never took the drugs and was not sick, came in, and within a few months on these drugs, AZT and others, had a stroke, went blind, and died a few months later. Can't tell me that she lived longer. I don't think Mimi would say that either. But the general perception, and from doctors who want to defend this kind of thing is, yeah, they'll live longer than what? Not than they lived, than they were supposed to live. Who decided? The doctors decided.
And if the prognosis is that you're going to die, I guess any day past that is something that you could argue is proof of your argument.
It's It's very circular logic, and it only works in favor of the drug companies, not the children.
Yeah, like I was talking to Liam, and I told him, if you think that they're going to live as long as you guys say you are, why don't you guys make plans for them to live well?
And did other nurses talk about? Did you all sit down and talk about, or not nurses, but workers? Because you weren't a nurse. Did you all sit down and talk about how the babies were faring under these drugs?
Every day. It was a topic of a conversation, but you just couldn't prove it. And everybody has their own opinions as well. There's some people that believe others have to suffer and others to live. And then you get into arguments about that.
She said some of them damn workers was like, other people have to suffer so that other people can live. Everybody had different fucking opinions regarding what the fuck was going on. I did not expect this would be my Wednesday. I just want to put that on record. I didn't know that it started with Fauci being a part of this shit, to me playing this damn whole situation on the ICC, the Incarnation Children's, whatever fuck. ICC, Incarnation or what? Children, some old shit. I would have never fucking, man, this shit here.
Every day was something new.
Did you feel bad, Mimi? Did you ever feel bad putting these medications into these babies?
You know what? At the beginning, you think you're doing them good. Because if it's not you, who else is going to do it, and who's going to care for them like you care for them? And a lot of the girls adopt these children too, so you get attached to them, and you really think that you're doing a good. And especially with studies, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. It took us X amount of years to really say, wow, look what happened to so-and-so from the stage team and to where he's at.
Did you feel bad about that?
Of course.
Okay. We're going to have to take a break. I'm keeping Liam on. Mimi, I want to thank you so much for joining us on the Wake Up Call. My goodness, we are talking about experimentation, AIDS experimentation, a willingness to experiment on orphans, a willingness to experiment on Africans. It's really a revealing story about what is done and who it's done to in the name of medicine. We started this morning talking to an investigative reporter, Liam Sheff. He's joining us from Seattle, Washington, and we're going to take the story from New York, from the United States, to Africa in just a moment, because we are also joined by a Dr. Jonathan Fishbein. He's a former National Institute of Health employee. He's in Maryland. But I want to go back to Liam for 1 second, because I want Liam to add to the story because I'm sure many of you are asking the question, well, these were orphans. Nobody could speak for them about what was happening to them, if it was good, if it was bad, the experimentation that was taking place at ICC, Incarnation Children's Center. But sometimes these weren't exactly orphans. Liam, welcome back.
Hi, Liz.
Talk to us about the story of the grandmother and her grandbabies and her efforts to get them out of the control of this experimentation.
Absolutely. Mona, she's probably listening today, and I asked her to listen in so she can consider coming on the show. She's the great...
Hey, She-Doc, that's what your boy Tyler Perry doing, stealing fucking kids, housing them on that goddamn land he got. That's what he doing. He's stealing children for their ass. I ain't gonna ever forget Tyler fucking Perry, while the rest of you motherfuckers suck his dick, because he's a goddamn so-called billionaire and shit from a goddamn homeless bastard. You believe that story if you want to, living in his fucking car if you like. But motherfucker, That's the same shit Tyler Perry doing. Stealing fucking kids, housing them in a fucking warehouse on his fucking property. Any fucking way. Meanwhile, this one of y'all great
aunt, actually, of two kids. Her niece was a drug user using crack and some other drugs. The kids were born and immediately put on AZT, this very, very toxic drug. Now, Mona was very close with her niece, the natural mother, and when the niece realized she wasn't going to be able to take care of the kids, she asked Mona to take them in and raise them as her own, which Mona did. Mona's an educated woman. She's works in education. She's got her master's degree. She gave the little boy, Sean, in the story The House That AIDS Built, that's what he's called, this drug that he came with. And the drug was AZT, liquid AZT, or Retrovir. And she says, that she gave it to him because that's what the doctor said to do, but she watched him sort of waste and have a lot of trouble moving and have a lot of trouble walking around, and he wasn't developing. He had a tube going up his nose, down his throat, and he lived on Pediasure, which is this sort of fatty, milky, sugary substance that they give to sick people.
Because he couldn't use regular food.
He couldn't keep food down. One of the effects that Mimi Pasquale, who just was on the line with us, talked about was that the kids throw up a lot from these drugs. That was something that the doctor who runs ICC, Catherine Painter, told me. Kids throw up a lot, have trouble taking the medication, so they put in tubes. So Sean came with this drug. Mona, who's the guardian, the legal guardian, decided to investigate the drug. She decided to make an informed choice about what she was doing. She looked into AZT. She looked into the effects. She found it was pretty toxic. She decided to slow down the heavy doses. She did, and the boy started to be able to eat a little bit more and to get around a little bit more. She then decided, after doing this, to stop this one drug, AZT. It was a black box label drug. A drug with warnings that it can kill you.
And how old was Sean at the time?
3.
Sean was 3.
And he'd been on this drug his whole life. She took him off, and she says it wasn't overnight, but in a few weeks, he could do things he couldn't do. He could walk on his own more easily. He could get around the apartment. He, within a couple of months, he was able to run and play with other kids. And this is something he'd never been able to do, and she was just ecstatic.
But she made a mistake. She made a mistake, didn't she?
Well, it didn't seem to her that she did. She went to the medical authorities in New York and said, I've got great news. This boy, Sean, is doing really, really well. I've taken him off the AZT. They said, They sent an infectious disease specialist to her apartment. ACS, Administration for Children's Services, knocked on her door. They sent them, all of them, to an infectious disease specialist. They put the boy on the drug called nevirapine.
He was doing better. He was doing 100%, 1,000% better than he was when he was taking the drugs.
According to her, according to him, yes. According to the medical authorities, it didn't matter. He got on nevirapine. He ended up in the ICU twice due to organ failure. What is nevirapine? What can nevirapine or Viramune cause? Organ failure. It says so on the label, top of the label. They put him in ICC to recover. As he was coming off of the nevirapine, she said, okay. A year and a half later, he was still there. Said, we're not giving him back because you, Mona, you have a reputation for not giving the drugs.
But doesn't she have a right as the guardian of Sean not to give him the medicine?
Not if you're dark skinned and you're in New York City, no. Apparently not.
My stomach hurt. My fucking stomach hurt. Boy, that motherfucker there, that Leon giving it to you straight. Not if you black in New York, goddammit. You ain't got no fucking right. The moment you go back in that motherfucker, you lose your right. That's it. The moment you step in their box, you don't have no fucking rights. That's why I say stay out of their court system, stay out of their doctor system, stay out of their goddamn school system, stay out of all that shit. The moment you step in, you ain't got no motherfucking rights. Period. This bitch took the motherfuckers off, took the little nigga off the shit, and thought that she can trust the doctors and told them motherfuckers he's doing a hell of a lot better. He's running and playing with the fucking kids. I took him off that AZDT ass shit. Them motherfuckers took that goddamn baby. And she never saw the little motherfucker again. See what happens? Look at handcuffs for children. See this shit? This what they put on your children's wrist when you fuck with them lab coats, motherfuckers. Okay, see that? Police state, even in the hospitals and the family practice hospitals, the clinics and shit. Look, they got little fucking handcuffs for your fucking kids.
As the guardian of Sean, not to give him the medicine.
Not if you're dark skinned and you're in New York City, no. Apparently not. You would think so, and you don't see anybody else getting force-fed AZT. You don't see people in, Beverly Hills or La Jolla. But in Harlem, if you're a woman, you're raising these kids. These kids are in the system.
She's the guardian of the child. The child is the child still in the custody and care of child welfare or anything like that?
He's absolutely still locked up in the system. He's gone from drug to drug. They no longer, and by the way, they're no longer keeping him because they say he's HIV positive. Now they're keeping him, and they have him on psychiatric drugs. Now, they're keeping him because they say he's got some psychological problems. Well, this kid's been institutionalized his whole life.
Now, how old is he when they start putting him on psychiatric drugs?
He would. The deal in ICC is, according to Mimi and the other child care workers that I spoke with, was that the place changed, and it went from being, she said when the kids were babies, they couldn't complain, they would just throw up. When they became adult, young
able
adults,
to speak.
They started acting out, and they would just sort of throw fits and want to run away. That's when they started. According to Mimi, that's when the place became a psych ward. Thorazine shots became sort of something that happened. And Sean describes what he calls needle time, when you act out and you get held down and you get a Thorazine shot. And
wait a minute, they're holding these children down to put medicine in them.
Well,
they put these drugs in them.
Well, that's the story from the child care workers is, like Mimi said, a lot of the girls there think they're doing God's work. And some children have to die to save others. That's sort of a line that you get from the girls who work there, the women who work there. And by the way, from a lot of the doctors who defend what's going on, they won't put it so boldly, but they.
I just got to put on record, man. Anybody got some dumbass fucking kids that looking at you like something wrong with your ass, let them hear this shit. Let them watch this motherfucking shit to remind them that you ain't them fucking kids and I ain't them kids' mama, motherfucker. You need to be very fucking thankful. You need to be very fucking thankful that none of this shit like this happened to your motherfucking ass. Because I got some goddamn sense. You need to let them hear
more or less
shit.
Say the same thing. A few lives to say.
She done said, I just sent that shit to my daughter. She done said, I just sent this damn video to my damn daughter. Goddamn, hell yeah, I'm about to send this shit to all of mine. Look here, all that fuck shit you talking about, since I ain't show it to your graduation, bitch, you wouldn't have had one if I was fucked up. Your ass would have been in goddamn New York City, goddamn Incarnation Children's Center, goddamn. This what the fuck would have been happening to your goddamn ass. You better be glad I got.
A lot of the girls there think they're doing God's work. And some children have to die to save others. That's sort of a line that you get from the girls who work there, the women who work there. And by the way, from a lot of the doctors who defend what's going on, they won't put it so boldly, but they more or less say the same thing. A few lives to save many, many millions. Well, it's not true. You're not saving millions with a few lives. You're just retesting what are more or less failed drugs and keeping them in the market. The end of what Mimi said is also true. Kids who refuse for a certain amount of time get a stomach surgery, and this is to enforce what they call compliance or adherence. And this is you can just find this in the medical literature. They don't hide it. It's called a G-tube or a gastric tube, and they do a surgery.
And the pictures are on the website at LizBrown.com. Liam, let me ask you a question. Didn't Sean have the right to say, no, I don't want these drugs in my body?
You have any right you want, unless you're unless you're an orphan in New York City, unless you're an AIDS patient in the world, then you're right. Just like the right of anybody, by the way, right now, who we consider to be of a certain ethnic group, related to the Middle East or something, your rights can be taken away under certain circumstances for the benefit of the culture or the perceived benefit of the country or the safety of the culture. And AIDS is looked at as
And this happening right now? Did y'all hear that part? Your rights can be taken away from the such and such of the such and such of the such and such, even of the such and such of the country.
Considered to be of a certain ethnic group, related to the Middle East or something, your rights can be taken away under certain circumstances for the benefit of the culture or the perceived benefit of the country or the safety of the culture. And AIDS is looked at as an extremely contagious sexually transmitted disease. Again, in the medical literature, it looks like a multifactorial illness, but the perception wins the day. So a little boy who is the child of a drug abuser, whose mother can be, his adoptive mother, his aunt, can be typified as being crazy because she questions the medical literature.
And she took him off the medicine and made him better.
It can be stripped of her rights very, very, very easily and very quickly. And that's exactly what's happened to Mona.
But Mona got her children back, right?
Well, no, Sean is locked up in a hospital in New York City, and it's a psych ward. Now like I said, they're not even worried about the AIDS thing anymore. Now they're keeping him because they want him to take psych drugs. Why? Because he runs away. He runs away from Incarnation Children's Center and other places.
And how old is he now?
15. And by the way, he's tiny. I mean, AZT is a drug that stunts development. He is very, very small, very underdeveloped, and a lot of kids, what are called AZT babies, are small and stunted and underdeveloped.
When we talk about small, we're talking about 4 feet.
Yeah, 4 feet, 1 inch, something like that. He's just breaking 60 pounds at 15 years old.
This type of experimentation wasn't just happening in the United States, it's happening all over the world, isn't it?
Dr. Stephen Nicholas, who established Incarnation Children's Center as an NIH test clinic, runs Columbia University's La Romana, Dominican Republic AIDS centers. And there are a lot of people trying to do good work for impoverished people there. But I think the problem, the mistake they make, is thinking that AZT is a necessary component of doing that.
Damn, man, I can't believe I listened to the whole goddamn fucking 40-some minutes of this shit, man. Good little movies, man. And on the other side of town, speed it up to what the fuck you guys are looking at now in the world of the same virus. Well, CDC recommends that you motherfuckers get a 4th COVID-19 mRNA booster shot. It went from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. All right, and in the interview that Neff played on Hot Damn Politics, and I think this might have been right. Well, I didn't do it on YouTube. Good thing I didn't. Of a woman that's a doctor, and she says, "Listen, right now, mind you, this is at 3. When we heard this chick, when Neff played this chick, this is the 3rd shot, booster shot. She said, listen." These motherfuckers they already have planned, because the bitch worked with them. She said they already have planned that when you take that first one, you're going to take that second one, that third one. She said 160 fucking shots. They already had that shit ready for these motherfuckers. So these people would be taking over 160 fucking shots. You hear me? So here we are now. The CDC now recommends the 4th COVID-19 mRNA booster shot. The Center for Disease Control is recommending a 4th COVID-19 mRNA booster shot for people 18 and over who are moderately and severely immunocompromised. What? Because you already drunk at the bar, and so your system is automatically fucked up, no matter how old you are. Went to the bar, Took a few. No matter how old you are. Now it's 18 and over, motherfucker. 18 and over. What the fuck? Remember in the beginning, this shit was 65 and over. Then it dropped to 45 and over. Then it dropped to 35 and over. 20. Now this shit 18 and over. Watch this shit. Watch this shit. Watch this shit. What? What is it right here, man? We about to go into overtime. I got 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes. Call in if you want to make a comment. Anybody on the call lines, you might want to hang up and call back in just in case your call dropped on this last hour that's coming up on the Don Nicoleone show. Man. 18 and over now, Charlie. This shit here funny than a motherfucker. This shit here funny than a motherfucker. This your fourth one right here, baby. You that in a minute, baby. In about the next year and some change, you're gonna be on your 100th fucking shot. Okay? In a minute. They are. I mean, this is 4 now. First they said 1, then they said 2, then they said 3. Now they saying 4. You're going to be on your 10th, 20th, 50th, 90th, 80th, 100 if you live. God damn, boy, this shit here, goddamn. And remember, boys and girls, the CDC said vaccines can prevent death and serious illnesses. So get your fucking booster shots. The Center for Disease Control updated its guidelines yesterday to add recommendations for people who are immunocompromised and have received 2 doses of mRNA, Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, or Janssen disease, Janssen. Jan is another word for the devil. Plus an additional booster shot. Let me do it again. All right. Immunocompromised people and have received 2 doses of mRNA, Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, or Janssen, plus an additional booster shot. Here's what the CDC says. Moderately and severely immunocompromised people aged 18 years who have completed an mRNA COVID-19 vaccine primary series and received an additional mRNA vaccine dose may receive a single COVID-19 booster dose from Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, or Janssen at least 6 months after completing the 3rd mRNA vaccine. Get it? In such situations, people who are moderately and severely immunocompromised may receive a total of 4 COVID-19 vaccine doses. Also on Tuesday, FDA advisory panel voted 17-0 to recommend Pfizer mRNA vaccines for children ages 5 and 11. That's the FDA advisory panel right there, 17-0.
90 seconds.
Children 5 through 11 shall receive the mRNA vaccines. All right. Now, the FDA advisory panel agreed that the benefits of injecting children with mRNA vaccines outweighs the risk. The FDA is not bound by the advisory panel's recommendation and will make its own final determination within a few days. The CDC vaccine
60 seconds
will then vote to approve the FDA's recommendation. So children as young as 5 through 11 could begin receiving half of the adult dose of mRNA vaccines next month. What is next month, humans? November 2021. So you know what that means, right? You know what that means, right? Your child cannot participate in the world unless it's vaccinated. So when this shit dropped in November, yep. So wherever you are taking your children, be it to have a good time or to learn anything and blase, they will not accept your child unless it is started as half adult dose of mRNA, and that's coming in November. So you got a few days. So figure this shit out. And I already know the state that's gonna goddamn jump that shit off is California and New York. That we already got an idea. It's gonna be California and New York, motherfucker. So yeah, so if you got a little 5-year-old wanna go to Chuck E. Cheese, motherfucker, in New York or California, goddamn it, they gonna set it up. Where that little motherfucker vaccine card at? That's it there. That's it right there. That motherfucker gonna have a card. You gonna have to show that little motherfucker card, baby. Just go to Chuck E. Cheese around this bitch. So I already know. I'm telling you, I already know it's going to California and New York first. The other little states gonna snatch it up and run with it. This is it. This is the big one here. This is the big one here, goddamn. This is the big one here. So good Google the Moogers. 5 to 11 and 18 and up. Woo! And just finished watching this goddamn video, listening to this damn video, what they doing to fucking kids. Boy, y'all better seal your doors. You better seal your fucking doors now. You better seal your motherfucking doors. Keep them away from everybody. For real, don't answer no phones. Don't do none of that shit, motherfucker. This shit here, I told you, they gonna always come after the babies now. You better follow the breadcrumb. First, it was 65 and up, wasn't it? When the COVID first hit, 65 and up, everybody was like, well, shit, I'm good. Me and my baby's good. My teenager's good. My 20-year-olds are good. Drop that bitch to 45. Now, you better prove you got a card. Drop that bitch to 25. Now, drop that bitch to 18 and up. And drop that bitch to 5 to 11. Shit, you know they coming after the fucking kids. Always have been. Always. Always. Seal your fucking doors, man. Don't answer. 1, 2, they coming for you. They coming for them goddamn babies. Once again. All roads lead back to the children, and of course, black people don't give a fuck about their kids, so they let any and everybody around them little motherfuckers. They don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't give a fuck, man. This shit here about to get ugly, man. We in overtime, ain't we, Quincy? Great day, great day, fucking Quincy Thomas, Taekwondo. Great day, baby. Great day, everybody tuning in. Ooh, whoosh. It's always the children they want. And children so goddamn stupid they can't even fucking see it. That's the thing about fucking kids. So fucking stupid you can't even see it. So I'm still talking to my goddamn babies and they in their 20s. I'm telling them, look, that motherfucker after you. You so stupid you can't even see it. Even my 20-year-old children. Dumbass motherfucker, you better see, man, what the fuck? You don't understand they still after your goddamn dumbass? The fuck? They gonna always be after you. How do I know? Because they was after me and my dumbass didn't pay no attention to it. Bitch, you stupid. You don't know what the hell you talking about. They after your ass, y'all. They after you. Shit. God damn. They want to go straight towards that shit. Twain stay raw ain't with that bullshit. Gabe, I can't barely tell Gabe. He knows so much. Game know everything, right? Can't talk to this nigga, right? Girl, he got the man syndrome. That's the man syndrome right there, honey. You can't tell him nothing. You hear me? You can't tell them nothing, honey. Till they hit the ground hard. God damn it. Till they hit the ground hard around this bitch. God damn, everything you said. That's when they be like, God damn, everything you said. God damn, shoulda, coulda, woulda, never coulda, shoulda, woulda, never shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's a nigga face. That's what my daddy said on his deathbed. Yeah. I know I could be stubborn at times. Then he died. Stupid motherfucker. This is what the fuck happens. This is what the fuck happens, man. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing because they know every damn thing. They know every damn thing. They'll throw their title on that table at your ass, bitch. I'm a minister, bitch. Shut the fuck up. I'm a man, bitch. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what the hell you talking about, bro. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Next thing you know, they in a goddamn badass situation, man. They like, God damn it, I should have listened to that no-knowing nothing-ass woman. Should have listened. The last breath, nigga say, I should have listened. Tupac said that shit. I should have listened. Martin said that shit. I should have listened to Coretta. Malcolm said that shit. I should have listened to that woman. That's it. That's what happened, man. Every fucking time, man. Like, that shit be funny. You gotta sit back and laugh at that shit. Shout, that's what happens, man. Gotta sit back and laugh at these niggas, man. Who give a fuck? That's what happened, man. Listen to the raw motherfucker. Nobody loves you other than a woman. That's the end of the day. Nobody fucking loves you other than that bitch, that ignorant bitch you with. Nobody out here loves your dumb ass motherfucker. Nobody. Nobody cares about you more than a goddamn dumb ass fucking woman that is really trying to save your fucking life. This bitch here, this dumb ass lady here trying to save my life. She don't know nothing. And how man see it, man. Male, child, all of them. They don't know shit. The woman don't know a goddamn thing. The woman don't know a goddamn thing. Stupid ass bitch trying to save my life. What the hell is wrong with her stupid ass? Right. Girls too, by the way. I just want to put that on record. Females like that too and shit. Anybody that care about your ass. Don't know what the fuck they doing. Don't know what they saying. They so stupid. That's how that shit is, man. So stupid. Can you believe that shit? Stupid people care about you. They want to save your life. You know what I'm talking about? Nobody love you out here shouting. But, hey, that's what happens. And they're right, Nubian. Nubian, your wife's trying to save your life, Nubian. But you don't get that goddamn Pfizer and start your goddamn trials of 150 shots, nigga. Stop ducking, bruh. You better Nubian said, not in my case, goddamn, my woman crazy as fuck. My bitch on her goddamn 8th shot. Nubian wife on her 8th shot. Nubian still ain't gonna get that shit. You better make sure you get some life insurance, shout or something. Better get some life insurance on her. She on her 8th shot, shout, man. You might want to go on and get that life insurance, Mr. Nubian Rockweek 9. Anybody on them goddamn shots, man, you better put out a life insurance policy on there. You feel me? That's what you need to get. Hell yeah, shout, man. Fuck is you talking? Thank you. You're welcome. You're quite welcome, Nubian. You better get a policy on your fucking wife, man. What up, Taekwondo said, even my dad should have listened to the woman or the message. Keep putting your trust in man, you're going to lose everything all the fucking time. But you got to be careful. You can't put your trust in women either way. Bitches about as dumb as fuck either. You know what I'm talking about? You got to know when not to. You got to know when. You feel me? Got to know when. But some of these bitches are, some of these women are I told you so ass motherfuckers. Some of these men are I told you so ass people. I'm a I told you so. Ain't nobody ever came at my ass talking about, see, bitch, see, I told you, bitch. Ain't nobody ever, okay, one person, Fred, but that nigga don't count. My brother Fred, he was like, Dr. York gonna goddamn betray your ass. And nigga gonna turn on you, bitch. And he did. That motherfucker did, boy. That nigga turned on my ass. That nigga flip-flop. I won't forget that shit, though. That nigga said, man, that nigga gonna set you up, man. That nigga setting you up. I'll never forget that shit. I was like, well, I would rather be set up by Dr. York than motherfucker. And my dad was there. He was like, Fred, go in the house, nigga. You drunk. Nigga, Fred was drinking Jack Daniels and shit. I was dropping my father off of some shit. Fred came out the house drinking Jack Daniels. He was like, I'm telling you, man, that nigga about to set you up. You think nigga about to set you up for the fall? Goddamn, you can't trust this nigga, man. He did me the same way. I was like, well, I would rather to have him set me up than set me down. And next thing I know, I get back in the fucking house. I go back in the goddamn house, new bit, man. Goddamn phone ringing, all that shit. Everybody's like, yo, did you hear the fucking shit? The tape that nigga did on your ass? They played it and shit. Like, I didn't think it, I fucking the bitch this, the bitch that, the bitch this, the bitch that, all this fucking shit. I said, God damn. This motherfucker wasn't lying. This nigga wasn't lying, man. This nigga goddamn flip-flopped on the bitch. But I was strong, though. You know what I'm saying? I know that nigga be playing. I was strong. Fred was right, but I was even righter. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, regardless of, if he coming at me, he gonna set me up. I'd rather be set up by Dr. York than set down. And I heard that tape, heard that motherfucker talk to them old black-ass devils, newbie. And I was still cool. You know what I'm saying? I was still all right with that shit. So I don't give a shit, man. That motherfucker can say anything. You know? That motherfucker can say anything. I don't give a shit. I still ride with this nigga. Then about 2 weeks later, nigga called me. Called me and said, you like that shit? You like it? I said, hell no, I don't like that shit you did, Playboy. The fuck? I said, hell no, man, that's some dirty ass shit. That was playing like, what the fuck? Nigga told me, did you like it? You like that shit? Like, hell no, I ain't like that shit, bro. But I still rock with you, Playboy. Give a fuck what you do, nigga. Shit. You can't find no fault in what you do, man, even if you do it to me, man. But anyway, other than that, ain't nobody ever came to me and said, I told you so, bitch. Told you. Ain't never been I told you so. Never, ever, ever, ever. Nobody ever got down. You feel me? I'm the I told you so ass motherfucker. I'm the only I told you so. Yep. Yeah. So, some of us here are some I told you so ass motherfuckers. Some of us here. And the most I told you so will be to your family, your children, or some retarded ass fuck motherfucker you done met online and formed a friendship with, and you have to keep saying, I told you so, I told you so, I told you, and I fucking did. I told you. It's that shit right there. And you are the I told you so ass motherfuckers, man. Just like my ass. Ain't nobody gonna ever tell you so. God damn it, because you know too motherfucking much. You got a crystal ball. You can see. You got spirit of discernment. You know this goddamn shit, man. This shit is a motherfucker. Trying to save lives is a bitch, ain't it? Trying to save a motherfucker is a bitch. Is a bitch. That's a motherfucker there. And nobody gonna hear you, girl. They wanna die. They wanna fuck their life up. Come back to your ass to fix it. And you got to say it, but I told you so. I ain't fixing shit. I ain't fixing a goddamn thing. Fuck, I told your ass. What the fuck I told you? We save people we didn't tell. But if we tell your goddamn ass, you on your own. You got to figure this shit out on your own, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? We save the ignorant, not the ignorant. We save the ones that don't know. We don't save the ones that know. Because we told you, you're responsible for what you know. So you got to figure it out. You got to get your own self up out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your own self up out of that. You know what I'm talking about? So I got a surprise fucked up phone call. It may not sound fucked up to y'all, but it fucked me up real bad. It hurt me so bad, man. I just went the fuck off. My daughter called me, Warrior, right? And she says, Mama, I don't have no money. Can you please let me borrow $100? I said, what? Bitch, what? I said, what the fuck happened to you? I know your ass ain't supposed to be calling me, asking me for $100 fucking dollars. The fuck? I said, see that shit, bitch? You see what the fuck happened? See, I just went to fuck. You see that shit, bitch? You see that, bitch? You see that, bitch? You see that? Do you know what the fuck happened, bitch? Do you know what the fuck happened, bitch? Do you know what the fuck happened? She said, yeah, I know what happened. I said, then what the fuck happened, bitch? What the fuck happened? I said, but you gonna fucking call my motherfucking ass telling me that I need to care for my mama. And I'm telling your ass money don't care for a goddamn body. Money don't care for a motherfucker. Your ass let this bitch suck you completely fucking dry, bitch. You can't even feed yourself now. You can't even feed your motherfucking self. I'm so pissed. I was so mad at her. I said, but yet you gonna come at my motherfucking ass. Now you gonna ask a bitch that don't give a motherfucker a goddamn thing for the dollar. Gonna ask me for it. Yo, I was pissed. I was pissed. Said, there is no way, bitch, you done let that bitch drink you fucking dry. That shit hurt than a motherfucker. You hear me? That shit hurt. She just kept saying, I know. I said, you only saying you know because you want some fucking money from me, bitch. You only got damn quiet because you want me to give you the $100 fucking dollars. No, that's not true. That's not true. You're only agreeing with me because you want this fucking money, bitch. Because if you weren't in this situation, bitch, we'd be arguing over the fact. We'd be arguing over my mama. But bitch, you agree with me now, bitch, because you just want $100. I was so pissed. I was mad. I was so fucking mad. I was so fucking mad, man. I was so mad, but I'm the bad guy. I'm the bitch that don't care for my goddamn mama, a.k.a. mean give the bitch money. Bitch, hell no. Bitch, hell no. Hell no. And I said, Warrior, you got your apartment in May, June, July, August, September, October. 5 fucking months. The end of October, now you asking for $100 goddamn dollars, bitch, because you let this old goddamn old hoe guilt trip your bitch ass, and now you got nothing, and you can't even get the $100 back from this bitch. She said I gave her $400. She said, and my mom. She said Brenda called me and asked me for some more money, and I had to tell her no because I ain't got it, and I just gave her $400 fucking dollars. I told her I just gave you $400. I ain't even got money to eat now. What the fuck? You see this shit? Am I fucking right or am I fucking right? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Am I fucking right or am I fucking right? Am I right or am I fucking right? Am I right or am I fucking right? Am I fucking right? Am I right? Am I right? Somebody say, Don, you are right and you are fucking right. You are fucking right. But I'm the bad guy because they think take care of a bitch meaning give all my goddamn water so I won't have none. The fuck, that ain't it. That shit ain't it. I am so pissed at this little bitch who wanna fucking goddamn cancel my goddamn ass. Advise me that I need to be paying this bitch money, giving this whole money every time this bitch mouth, oh, can I have some here? There it is. Can I have some here? There it is. Bitch, that's your dumb ass. Now you can't even buy yourself a motherfucking french fry. It's that shit right there. Is that shit right there? Is that shit right there? That shit, I said, warrior, I'm going to give you this motherfucking money, bitch. But you better not give that bitch another guy. You better not give a fucking nut, and you need to cancel that goddamn Thanksgiving fucking dumbass shit your ass having at that fucking house. Don't let this bitch convince your ass that now you paying money to feed motherfuckers and shit, and bitch, you can't even feed your motherfucking self. 5 fucking months, bitch. That bitch been draining your fucking ass, and now you ain't got $1. And this bitch won't even give you no goddamn money. After my mom asked her for some money, she said, look here, Brenda, I done gave you $400. I don't even have no money right now for myself. My mama didn't even goddamn say, well, bitch, I got $5. Maybe that could help buy you some eggs or some shit. That bitch still didn't say nothing. You know what I'm talking about? She still didn't say. She didn't say, bitch, well, goddamn, I got some eggs, some rice over here, bitch. Still didn't fucking even say a goddamn thing. You hear me? Nothing that she can offer. And just hung up on the bitch because she couldn't get nothing. She's satisfied like a bitch. That woman satisfied. This bitch ain't got a fucking penny to her name. This is a motherfucker here. Nick Beck. But I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy because these motherfuckers looking like that's your mama. I know what the fuck that is. I know exactly what the fuck that is, which is why I ain't giving that shit a goddamn dime. I ain't giving it nothing. Not even water. Goddamn, the fuck? Because you wouldn't give me water if I needed it. If I was out of water, bitch, you done already poured it in the dirt. This is a motherfucker. So I called my mama. Called my mama, man. Called my mama. Hey, babe. You busy? Nah, I'm just sitting here. How you doing? I'm good. What you doing? I'm just sitting here. I said, look here, bitch. How many fucking times did I tell you? What the fuck? How many fucking times did I tell you? Stop taking bread out of my fucking children's mouth. How many fucking times did I tell you? How many times I just told you that shit last week? Stop taking fucking food out my baby's mouth, bitch. Stop that shit. Stop that shit. How many times I gotta tell you that shit? Oh, I'm gonna get her the money back. I talked to her. She said she ain't had no money, but as soon as I get some money, I'm gonna give it to her. No, because how many times I told you to keep your goddamn money so you wouldn't be taking money from my children? How many times I have to tell you that shit? Don't give them no fucking money. That's your money. You keep that. I'm going to give her the money. As soon as I get some goddamn money, I'm going to give her the money. I'm going to pay her back. I said, no, bitch, you keep the fucking money. And leave my children alone. Don't fucking give them back no goddamn money. Leave my children alone. Stop goddamn taking what's theirs, bitch. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Because now, at the end of the day, I'm still going to have to pay out some fucking money that you done took from my babies. So, bitch, I think you got to chill out with that shit. Bitch, the fuck is wrong with your goddamn ass, broad? My baby just left the fucking nest and ain't got a goddamn fucking branch left because of your ass. And I got to make up for that shit. Stop that shit. Stop that shit. I said, God damn, bitch, my son just gave you 75. Warrior said she gave you 400. What the fuck is wrong? Like, yo, stop guilt tripping my children. Stop doing that shit, bitch. Stay out of my fucking children's pockets. Stay out of that shit. I can't take no more of that shit. Because I have to fucking go save my children from what the fuck you took from them. And that shit shouldn't go that way. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the way that shit go, bitch. So chill out with that shit. Then I told her she was right. What'd you tell her she was right about? Me giving her goddamn mama money. Remember I told y'all that bitch would be like, you shouldn't have gave Medea a goddamn thing. Fuck Medea. Remember that? And I'm looking at her like, bitch, you wrong as fuck. That's your mama. And I said, you were right. I'm telling you that shit right now. You were motherfucking right. I shouldn't have gave an old dead bitch a fucking dime. Because I have fucking children. I have fucking children. I said, you were right the whole fucking time, bitch, that I shouldn't have bought a fucking house for my grandmama. The bitch died in it. I shouldn't have bought some fucking teeth for that bitch. The bitch died in it. I shouldn't have even paid her fucking life insurance policy that I'm not even fucking on. So you are fucking right. You are absolutely fucking right. I shouldn't have gave this bitch your mama a goddamn thing. So that's where I fucked up at. Because this bitch didn't even give me a goddamn thing that leave me fucking nothing for my children. I'm taking shit out of my children's mouth, taking care of what is considered my fucking grandmama. And you were right. You told me that the bitch didn't like me any fucking way. She was just fucking using me for my money. And that's the exact same shit your ass is doing to my fucking kids. And they falling for that shit, but you was fucking right. And here I am playing you now to my children, telling them don't give you a goddamn thing. But you playing on their ass. You playing on them like Medea played on me. Because ain't no way in hell you supposed to be taken from out of the children's fucking mouth. You're not. You're not. I don't give a fuck, grandbaby or baby. You're not supposed to be taking out their fucking mouths. You guilt tripping them. Your mama guilt tripped me, and now you guilt tripping my fucking kids. That's how I told her she was right. She was right. You were motherfucking right. She wasn't saying nothing. She didn't say nothing, newbie. She didn't say shit back to me. I just had to get all that shit out. When I got all that shit out, I said, now, anything you want to say to me? And she hung up. All I heard was doo-doo. I said, now, you got anything you want to say to me? It was like, click. It was like... Then I said, ain't you calling around telling motherfuckers I cussed your ass out. You telling people I cussed your ass out, but you're not telling them that I'm trying to help your goddamn ass. But you make it seem like you done told my daughters I done called and cussed you out and all that fucking shit, and that ain't even the fucking case, bitch. Don't play about my fucking children. You know what I'm saying? Get your shit together, bro. This the same. This cuss out part too, goddamn, bitch. You got to fucking stay out my kids' pockets, man. Stop doing this sick ass shit. Nah, man. My children ain't hard body like me, newbie. Newbie said you should have made sure Warrior heard you say that to her. My children ain't hard body. Same way when y'all hear me go off on like that damn show with Hebrew Israelites. Zena was like, girl, you went hard on that nigga. You bust him, you beat him up real bad. People can't take that shit. They ain't hard body. You know what I'm saying? They ain't hard body. Warrior can't take that shit after I fucking know, because I'm gonna look like the bad guy. That will hurt her. You know what I'm saying? That'll hurt her as well, but I don't play about my fucking kids, man. Like, bad to fuck back from them. I'm so done with that shit, man. You mean to tell me, man, you got a fucking bitch that's been making her own fucking money, ain't asked me for a dime since she was 16, ain't asked me for shit since she was 16. Now this little goddamn 21-year-old girl on her fucking own can't even feed herself? Because of you. I'm the bad guy, though. I'm the fucking bad guy. I'm the bad guy. I am the fucking bad guy. I do not play about my fucking babies, man. You are not finna just goddamn rip their foundation away. And they the one that is building their own foundation. They ain't laid but goddamn 2 bricks. They ain't laid but 2 bricks down, and here your ass coming chipping off 1 brick to get to the second brick so they won't have a fucking foundation to stand on. That shit there. Fuck, yo, bitch, we are enemies now. We are fucking enemies. From this point on, we are goddamn enemies, bitch. I don't give a fuck who you are. You are against my beehive. You are against the foundation, motherfucker. You are against this nation building, bitch. I'm trying to have my babies get their shit together, bitch. Here you come taking shit. Been always taking shit from their ass. You hear me? Always done took shit from them. Took their clothes from them now and pawned it. You know what I'm saying? Took everything I gave them, she take it and pawn it. Take it and fucking get money off of it. This bitch, this bitch here. This bitch here. That's an enemy. I don't give a fuck. That is a goddamn enemy, motherfucker. Like, I know what an enemy is, bitch. It's a sabotager. It's a hinderer. The black devil amongst you, your biggest fucking dilemma is the black devil amongst you. That's what the fuck that shit is, man. I know what the fuck it is, baby. I know what I'm fucking looking at. I know what the fuck it is. I wish the bitch was a friend because I've been cut that hoe off. Because one thing about my children, they don't fuck with a motherfucker I no longer fuck with. But because this bitch is what's considered my mother and their fucking grandmother, boy, they gonna still fuck with this hoe and let them milk them dry. But I told Warrior yesterday, I said, bitch, don't you ever call me again asking me for some fucking money. Let this be your last fucking time. And tell it to your sisters and your dumbass brother and whoever the fuck else. That's it. You keep throwing that fucking money out to these bitch-ass motherfuckers. They are not going to give it back to you 10% or the same amount that you gave it to their ass. You're on your fucking own once again. Money is always the fucking test. And you motherfuckers going to flunk it every goddamn time. There's a motherfucker called leeches out here. And they come in the form of, ooh, I love you ass motherfuckers. They come in that form. Keep falling for that bullshit. I'ma still goddamn rise up because I ain't giving them a goddamn thing. 5 was wise, 5 was foolish. I ain't giving you none of my fucking oil. Giving you none of my motherfucker. You ain't getting shit. You ain't getting nothing. But these little goddamn nigglets, because they done came in the money, they think it's about fucking giving people fucking money, whether it's family or blood or mud. You done lost your goddamn mind. You ain't even there yet. That's what I told Warrior. That's what I told Adania. Nigga, you ain't even there yet to pull out money. You ain't even in front of the money yet, nigga. You still behind the fucking money. You ain't nowhere near the millions and billions yet, motherfucker. So what the fuck are you doing giving these motherfuckers money? You ain't nowhere. You ain't nowhere. You ain't got there yet. That was some of my semi-fucked up shit. I'm thinking I had money. You don't know what money is, motherfucker, till you get in front of it. That's what that shit is right there. You ain't even there yet. I told Peace and Blessings that shit on the fucking celebrity show, on the celebration show. You ain't even there yet. You're not there yet. Get there first. You're not there yet. I know you want to be generous. I know, but motherfucker, you ain't there yet. Get there first. Your bread is in the oven cooking. Get there first. Tell them motherfuckers it ain't time to eat. It ain't time to eat, goddammit. You got to fucking fast for another 15, 20 fucking years till I become a goddamn multi-trillionaire. Then I feed your goddamn ass. Then I can take care of the multitude. Whether the multitude is two motherfuckers that didn't even help you get to become a millionaire, but at least you can still take care of the motherfuckers. But get there first. That's all I've been telling my children their whole fucking life, man, because I know they going to get the money. I know they going to come into the money, but I've been telling them motherfuckers, get there first. And you're not there yet. I don't give a fuck how many thousands of dollars you got. You still ain't there yet. You still ain't there yet. You still ain't there yet. And them motherfuckers ain't even help you get the shit. Fuck them. God damn it. Feed them later, because the multitude ain't helped Bill Gates and none of them motherfuckers get there. You know what I'm talking about? None of them help them get there. But they still go out and fucking do some old goddamn bullshit. Feed motherfuckers ain't even help you get there, man. You wait till you get there, then you feed motherfuckers ain't help you get there. You understand? That's what the fuck your mission is. You got to get there first. Motherfucker, you don't start feeding their ass and you ain't got but a few fucking dollars. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have shit. You're trying to lay down a hard, strong foundation and they just nipping away at your foundation. They just chewing away at it because your dumb ass letting them eat off that shit. And for the record, you owe them nothing. You owe them nothing. You don't owe them anything. Give a fuck what they say. How many times I took you to school? You still don't owe their ass nothing. Bitch, you supposed to. You granny, bitch. You supposed to. The fuck? Call yourself a grandmother. That's what the fuck you supposed to, bitch. You ain't no motherfucking goddamn somebody that's coming to goddamn charge for services. You know what I'm saying? The goddamn help a child get to where it needs to go and then you want to come back with a fucking invoice. Who the fuck does that shit? Come back with a fucking invoice on the baby, man. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Type of phony fake shit is this? 2 generations ahead and still can't get it right. That's what Newbie said. I told y'all, man, they always after the children, man. They gonna always be after them motherfuckers, no matter how old they get, how disciplined they become for their own personal lives. But here they fucking come. Here they fucking come. So get ready for that one too now. Here they fucking come. You hear me? Here they gonna I'm telling you, they gonna always come after them motherfuckers, man, no matter the fuck what. With a smile on their face talking about we blood, help me out. We mud, help me out. They always coming. I did tell that woman, though, I said, look here, man, beg from your own children. Bitch, you got your own fucking kids you need to be begging for money for. Don't be begging mine, broad. Don't beg mine. Beg your own fucking kids. You got fucking 2 sons still living, and your daughter ain't finna give you shit, bitch, but you still got some more children to goddamn beg for some fucking money to. Just leave mine out of your begging ass life. They can't take care of themselves. Playing on their fucking emotions, guilt tripping this. Yo, I was so mad at Warrior of all motherfuckers. But that's the same bitch that wanted to get in my ass about take care of your mama. You ain't take care of your mama. Thinking taking care of my goddamn mama mean get his whole, all my motherfucking oil. Bitch, you crazy. Bitch, you crazy. I'm not that damn stupid, bitch. I have a lot of responsibilities. All this bitches have is one. You know what I'm saying? And that's herself. Can you believe that? It's always be that one motherfucker. You notice that shit? It is always that one motherfucker. All you got is your goddamn self. Always be that one motherfucker, man. I have no respect. I'm sorry. It's all gone now. It's gone. That bitch is my fucking enemy. I've been telling her for years. Even when she would ask me for money, I would say, Mama, you know I have children. I can't give you shit, bitch. And that I done already gave you. So let it go. I got fucking babies, bitch. Stop asking. All you got is yourself. Stop it. And now the shit done changed to stop asking my babies for fucking money. Stop it. Stop doing that shit. The fuck is wrong with you, bro? First it was, Mom, start asking me for money, man. I got 2 babies in college I'm paying cash for. You know what I'm saying? And I got another motherfucker in jail I got to fucking take care of. And I got another baby right here with me. Bad. And I got 3 fucking goddamn fucking properties I got to care for. And the room and board wherever my children is staying at in college and shit. Bitch, stop asking me for fucking money, bitch. All you got is you. This has been going on for the past 10, 15 fucking years. Now my babies done hit over 20. The bitch is begging them. Now my story is, or my comment is, or my fucking command is, bitch, stop asking my children for fucking money. Stop it. Stop that shit. Get a job at Walmart, bitch, checking receipts or something. You ain't doing shit with your life. You know what I'm saying? Do a little fucking job or something. You know what I'm saying? Nobody goddamn responsible for your goddamn ass, man. The fuck is this? This shit hurt. Girl, my baby called and asked me for $100 yesterday. She said she ain't even got no money to feed herself. She done gave it all to my mama, girl. That was that shit I've been warning their ass about. They saw it happen to me. I don't know why dummies think it'll never happen to them. They think that somebody, the same person, would never do them that way. I don't know why motherfuckers believe that shit. I don't know why motherfuckers believe they some invincible ass motherfuckers, or that person ain't gonna do them the way they did your goddamn ass. That's the most dumbest fucking thinking ever on the planet. That's the most dumb. They coming after your fucking ass, you stupid motherfucker. You next. The fuck is this shit? Now that I done shut my doors, they knocking at yours. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, you should know how they gonna come at you. But no, these motherfuckers think they ain't gonna come at me like that. They love me. They love me, goddamn it. They love me. And if they do, I'll be ready. I'll give them whatever they ask for. All that shit. Now you can't even give yourself what you need. Now you can't even take care of yourself. That's that shit right there. Never say it's hard to say no to grandmama. I know. That's why I told my mama she was right. About her mama. She told me I shouldn't have gave her a goddamn dime. She knew it. She knew it. She was saying that shit to me for the past 15 fucking years. You shouldn't have gave that bitch nothing. And now you ain't got nothing to give me. That's what she would say. And I told her she was right. She was fucking right. She was right. I should have never gave a bitch that was about to die in a goddamn thing. I said, and your ass on your way to fucking death, bitch. And you playing on my children. You playing on my fucking babies. Like, yo, I don't give a fuck. Give a shit. You never give a motherfucker that got one foot in the fucking grave, but fucking just look, one leaf left on the fucking tree, a goddamn thing. You hear me? But a whole bunch of words on how to fucking grow another leaf on that tree, bitch. You better goddamn water yourself. You better water yourself. You better care for yourself so one extra leaf will grow on that motherfucker. But I told my mama that shit. I said, that's where I fucked up at. You were right about that shit. You were right. I thought you were wrong for telling me I shouldn't have did a goddamn thing for your mama. I said, but you were fucking right, because now I'm telling my children the same goddamn thing. I said, but you don't want it to be hear it be said about your ass, but you was okay you saying it to me about your mama. That's what I told her. That shit don't sound right when I tell my kids don't give you a goddamn dime. Now the shoe is on your foot, bitch. Now the shoe is on your fucking foot. And now I have to tell my children don't fucking seal your fucking doors, don't get this bitch nothing. The same way you told me about your mama. But see, my mama was after my fucking money and was mad that I, gave it to my grandmama. You feel me? I don't want nothing my children have. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing. That's it. I'm not after their gold. I got my own gold. You know what I'm saying? I'm not after what I'm here to help them continue to lay a foundation where it's so fucking strong that it paves the way. They're paving their own fucking way. That's important. I'm not going to take nothing from the pavement that they need to walk on to get to where they need to go. I'm not asking for shit. I don't give a fuck if I lose it all. Whatever the fuck lose it is, the money, the cars, the houses. I'll still be all right. I still won't ask them for a goddamn thing. You hear me? I still won't ask them. I don't give a shit. Still won't give a fuck. I've lived my life. Live yours. That's how I see that shit. You know what I'm saying? I live my life. I listen, a motherfucker been living for 72 fucking years. Just imagine. Even if they was given $1 a day. Now add that up. 72, 12, that's 12. Nope, that's a lot of days, 30 days in a month. That's $30 times 12. Then times that by 72. That's still a lot of fucking money. You still had money. You still had a lot. I always do it like that now, if you know it. You know what I'm saying? So even if a motherfucker had $10 a day, $20 a day, doesn't fucking matter. That's still damn near over $1 million fucking dollars in 72 fucking years. That's if a motherfucker was getting $500 a month, times that shit by 12, times that by 72. That's still a lot of fucking money. How much is that? So if a motherfucker getting $1,200 fucking dollars a month, times that by 12, times that by 72 fucking years. You've had your chance with money. Let my children have their chance with fucking money. You had 72 fucking years to have your chance with money. It's my baby's turn now, bitch. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's my baby's turn. Back the fuck back. Now let them goddamn play with theirs and fuck theirs up the way they want to do it, but you don't interfere with that shit. You know what I'm saying? That the motherfuckers ain't got to care for your goddamn ass, and I hate you motherfuckers who think that shit. That is not the way that shit go. This is the new generation. You supposed to leave shit for them, not them leaving this shit for your goddamn ass. You precede them. I got a problem with that shit. I'm woke. It's what woke fucking means, goddamn it. It's what the fuck woke means, goddamn it. The fuck is this shit? That's what the fuck it means, man. But she was right. She was trying to tell me that shit, but she was trying to tell it like, don't give my mama no money, bitch. Give me the money. That's how she was saying it to me. Don't give Medea shit. I want the goddamn money. I'm like, ain't this a bitch? I'm saying, bitch. I'm saying to my children, don't give that bitch nothing, because you going to need your own fucking money later. You going to need that shit later. And here's Warrior. She ain't stomach out looking like a fucking Somalian in fucking Africa. She ain't ate in fucking days because this old bitch, this old fat, Geritol ass midget bad knees, living her best life off my daughter's money. You hear me? I got a problem with that shit. And I always said this, my children come first. I used to tell my mama that shit, bitch, my children come first. You ain't even on the fucking list. You ain't on the list, bitch. Because that's what you beat in my head. My babies come first. That's what you was beating in my head since I was 16. Your children come first, bitch. You didn't never mention you. You ain't never mention you. You gonna have to, you mad now because I live that shit vivid. You ain't getting shit. The fuck is wrong with you, bro? Girl, it's fucked up when a motherfucker ain't got no money now. Because they done gave it all to a motherfucker that made sure you ain't gonna have no money. You hear me? It ain't got nothing to do with cooking. It ain't got nothing to do with cooking. But I did say, man, because the word said, I need to eat. And I said, what type of eat you talking about, bitch? Because, you know, y'all motherfuckers believe eating is, I guess, buying drugs and buying a pocketbook or buying a car or some old shit. So what are you saying eating as far as food, bitch? Like, sound like a crackhead. They say they hungry, bitch. Can you get $5? Can they get $5 from you, bitch? They talk about they want to eat a crack rock, not eat a goddamn 2-piece chicken dinner. So what the fuck is your definition of eating? I need to know what you mean by you haven't eaten and you can't eat and you want to eat and you ain't got no money to eat. Like what the fuck? What the fuck is it? And she knew it as a crackhead. She knew it as a crackhead, though. She was like, well, no, not like that. You know what I'm talking about now? Because she knew I was going to go straight in my fucking Instacart app and order her some goddamn groceries to be sent to this bitch. And so she knew it. She knew that shit. She was like, nah, man, that bitch, goddamn, if I tell that bitch I ain't really ate, I'm hungry as fuck. I need to eat. I can't eat. If, you know, shit like that. If I'm about to goddamn pull up that Instacart and be like, okay, bitch, what you want? I'm on Instacart right now, bitch. Because I give them the goddamn money before I give it to your goddamn ass, because you'll give it to them vipers and leeches. God damn it, the fuck, I should treat that. I was about to treat that bitch like a crackhead. I sure fucking was. And word was like, no, I just need some money to just last me. That's what she said. I just need some money to just last me. I said, okay. Because, bitch, I was damn shit. Bitch, I about to take your ass grocery shopping right on their Instacart. I damn sure the fuck was, you crackhead. Talking about you hungry and shit, you need to fucking eat. Yo, the fuck. Oh my God, it's my first time laughing over this shit. I'm so glad when I share shit with you motherfuckers. Now I can laugh. Shit was not funny yesterday. Shit was not funny, man. You can imagine after all that shit was over now, I'm stomping in the hallway. I'm fucking like, yo, I done grabbed my workout shit, man, through that motherfucker on like I'm pissed, put my gloves on, stomping, grabbed my ice, pushed it towards the ice making shit. I'm just still pissed off of that shit. Wasn't nothing funny. Wasn't nothing fucking funny, baby. Wasn't nothing goddamn funny, man. Seal your fucking doors, you retarded ass children of Don. Stupid ass motherfuckers. Gotta call them all stupid. They think because they got money, they the man or the woman. No, motherfucker, you the dumbass. You the dummy. You the dummy. That's why they coming after your dumb ass. You stupid. You know what I'm saying? They want to be that. Like, I don't know what possessed black people to have in their head that, you know what I'm saying, they got money, they get the money, and now they in some position to take care of motherfuckers. And they like that shit. Ain't nothing like about it. That's a damn shame you got to do that, and it ain't even you taking care of your damn self. I've never said I want money so I can take care of my family. I ain't never said no shit like that. I want to be the one they come to. I want to be the big nigga in charge and shit. I ain't never said no hoe ass shit like that. Yeah, I don't hold off a goddamn thing. Never have, because I don't like to share. Never even hold off my pussy. Goddamn, I never even said I want a man so I can give him this pussy. I want to be the pussy bitch, the pussy giving lady. Motherfucker, goddamn it, because I got pussy. I got pussy to give every fucking body. Nah, I ain't never. I want to be the main pussy he fuck with. God damn it, he ain't had no pussy better than this. He gonna always come back for this pussy. I ain't never. I don't like sharing. God damn it. And I taught my children never to share. But here these dumbass motherfuckers go. Here this shit is right here. Here this shit is. Here they is, some old living, giving, caring, sharing motherfuckers. They can't care for themselves now. They can't share with themselves now. Because you let these fucking leeches take that shit. I taught them motherfuckers don't share. You know what I'm saying? When Worry was calling me crying about Tierra staying with her ass, I said, kick the bitch out. So you ain't supposed to share any fucking way. It's some shit that bitch doing. Put her ass out in the fucking street, let her figure out her fucking life. That's what I told Warrior. God damn it. You can't take it no more, bitch. Self-preservation, bitch. Get rid of her. God damn it, because when I can't take it, I don't give a fuck who you is. I get rid of you because I am very important to the universe. Motherfucker. I think what it is people don't know they important to the universe. The universe don't give a fuck about nobody but your motherfucking ass. But when you realize that shit, goddamn, you can fucking cut a motherfucker throat. The universe will goddamn give you 17,000 presents drop down in the video game for you to pick up. They don't give a shit. Like, good. That's what we wanted you to do. Cut their fucking throat. Get rid of them. Shit, you get applauded for that shit, man. The fucking universe applauds you. Humans get pissed off at your fucking ass, call y'all types of fucking name. But God says, ye shall take 17 steps up. Universe says you can take 7. You can say, my child, done, my child, because you cut them off, because you told the bitch no. Take 7 giant leaps, giant steps. Father, may I? Yes, you may, goddammit. The fuck? Shit. Be the total opposite. Trust me. God did not bless you for sucking dick. Okay? God ain't gonna be like, because you sucked your husband's dick, we got a gift for you. You don't get shit, okay, for pleasing the motherfucker. All right? I'm telling you, universe gonna give you nothing for pleasing the motherfucker. You don't get nothing. Like, no bitch have come back and testified like, oh my God, I remember when this one day I didn't really want to suck my husband's dick and I sucked this dick, and next thing I know I went outside, it was $200 by my car on the ground. Like, shit, you ain't get nothing. No phenomenons, no testimonies, no fucking miracles, pleasing motherfuckers. You hear me? You get fucking nothing. You get everything when you tell a motherfucker, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. You better go get another bitch suck your dick, nigga. I ain't finna get I ain't even finna get the best dick of the award. The motherfucker, yeah. I ain't even finna get nothing for this shit. I won't even be honored on fours for this shit. Nothing. Like, yo, man. Shit, humans are your test, man. I'll be glad when y'all motherfuckers see that shit. It ain't y'all, because y'all know. Neff knows. I see Neff testifying in the name of her selfishness. All right, I'm getting up out of here, man. Man of the Hour's up next. Y'all have an awarding freaking day. It's a damn shame I have to talk to my mama like this, man, but I got to, because those are my creation. I'm the God that says those are my creation. You are not to fuck with them, okay? Just because you had your time to be God and you let everybody fuck with us, fuck us off, molest us, all types of goddamn shit, poison us, motherfucker. Well, in my creation, motherfucker, I don't play that shit. You're not going to lie to my children. You're not going to harm my children. You're not going to fuck over my fucking kids. These are my creation. You had your chance with yours, motherfucker. Hey, whatever you did with your creation, what you did to your creation, bitch. But I'm responsible. I'm the God that steps in, man. And got to curse the earth you walk on, baby, because goddamn, these are my creation. Everybody, you got to stand up for your creation, man. Some of y'all a little weak with it. You better get strong and stand up for them. I'm about this bitch. Y'all have an awarding day. Peace.
Nicoleone Radio.